Salute everybody. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. So today's topic is airline flight attendant. His body was just found a few hours ago. I believe his parents flew to Colombia today, and they were talking to the mayor. If that's correct, if anybody has more up to date information, but supposedly they know who did it, so that's a good thing. It's only a matter of time before they catch these people. Hopefully, they catch them and they bring them to justice. Um, Man, it's just one of those things where you just start to realize like how the situation over there is out of control, man. Like they don't care, man. Like they're starting to see foreigners. Well, they've been seeing their foreigners for the last 4 years as licks, and it's just gonna just get more uglier and uglier. What's going on? Chicago to Columbia. What's going on? This is an open panel. Anybody wants to jump in? I'm not gonna be here too long. Maybe like an hour or something like that. I wanna go out uh, with some friends, but I'm over here in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I'm going to talk about this topic, and it's something that happened to me yesterday. I was supposed to be collabing with a Colombiana. Funny, it's funny that I would mention that, right? But when the room gets a little bit more bigger, I'll talk about like what happened. I was supposed to do like some interviews with this girl, but shit happens. I think after what happened to me yesterday with this girl, I'm kind of just like, man, bro. But salute, Rob. I haven't seen you in a long time. How you been, bro?
Good, man. How about yourself? I got back. I went to Asia, then I hit the coastal part of Colombia, and then came back to the U.S. I'm back in the U.S. for a while.
I'm good. I've been in Brazil for like almost like 5 weeks, bro. Just enjoying life. The beach every single day. I live like one block away from the beach, so.
Nice, dude. So how long you there for?
I've been here for like 6 weeks. Actually, Thursday I leave to Buenos Aires. I've never been to Argentina, so I'm gonna hit it up for like a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Oh, and then from there, you gotta try to the meat places.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. That's exactly where I'm going.
And, that's what they're known for.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit up the meat places, and I'm gonna hit up Uruguay for a few days, and I'm gonna go back to Brazil. I'm not gonna stay too long in Argentina, so.
Yeah, I think Argentina is probably like Colombia. You want to hit it like Thursday through Saturday, right? The weekends. Maybe during the week, maybe you can.
I think there's probably something to do every day in Buenos Aires. I understand from what people tell me, Buenos Aires is a party city, and it's like a big city of like 8 million people. So
okay, nice, dude, nice, yeah. So yeah, it's it's interesting because your topic is has to do with this guy being unalived. Do you know his background? Was he meeting a woman? Was he meeting a man?
He went to like a club. He had like a layover because he works for American Airlines. And he went out with a friend or two friends, and I guess they got like separated. I think he went to like a gay club, if I'm correct, and like they just lost track of him after that. They found his body like recently, a few hours ago. The mayor came out with his dad, I guess, his family, and so he's been missing for like 2 days. So man, it just
chances are even among the gay community, they're drugging as well.
Yeah, man, everywhere, man.
Everywhere. You got to keep in mind. I mean, if you see that. Obviously, we know that the economy around the world is very fragile. Inflation's high. Cost of living's gone up, right? People are living paycheck to paycheck. Last time I checked, somebody I know that is very successful told me that the average person, for example, in the U.S., that they're not living like you think they are. You know what I mean? They only have it's tough. It's tough. So imagine if the U.S. is tough. Imagine these other countries where the opportunities are limited, Like I know of one person, she was laid off, and she's messaging me. I dated her. She messaged me, and I got a girlfriend. I don't know how to tell her. She's a little bit very very direct, so to speak, right? So I'm not gonna tell her I got a girlfriend. I just kept on messaging me. I didn't know why. Turns out she got laid off. So she thought I was in Colombia and wanted to come visit me, right? But that's the reality of it. There's people that are good people who are trying to live a good life, and then all of a sudden they get laid off or the opportunities are very limited. What happens then? So imagine the people that are good, and you have the people that are not good who don't have the opportunities, but they have other things that they bring to the table. Might be attractive, right? Personality, whatever.
Yeah, like I could talk about Rio right here. Like Rio's gotten like really bad also. Like they're like robbing phones left and right. Like every day I see reels of people like what they have now is that they call them the favela kids, where they go around in groups and stuff and beaches, and they just bomb rush people, and they take their phones and they go running. So they might catch one or two kids, but like the kid that has a cell phone always gets away. So especially if it's an iPhone, that's a lot of money. And so there's a section of the city where they sell stolen phones, And I was looking at the Brazilian comments, and people were saying the police know about it, but there's corruption at that point, so they kind of like look the other way. But yeah, they take the phones there and they make like a profit. So
You know what I also think it is? Not, I wouldn't say just corruption. You got to keep in mind. I don't know what the unemployment rate in Medellin is. Let's look at it for a second. You have to keep in mind, like if you take the unemployment rate, and the police know that. So what do you do if you know what the unemployment rate as a police officer, and then all of a sudden you see people that are coming maybe. So the unemployment rate in Medellin in 2026 is about 8%, right?
yeah,
And in January it says the average unemployment rate nationally, but it says Medellin, latest estimate for early 2026, 8%. Now, I don't know if this is also reported numbers because, a lot of times there's numbers that are not reported. So it may be higher than that. So knowing that the unemployment rate's at 8%, what happens then when people are like, okay, I can't find an opportunity. I got family to take care of. What do you do then? I will tell you, it makes sense to move somewhere else. My girlfriend was telling me if she's laid off, she'll consider moving to Spain, because it's going to be easy for them to get citizenship in Spain, especially if you can prove that you got Spanish ancestry.
yeah.
Spain is very flexible when it comes to Spanish ancestry.
Yeah, of course, bro, of course, man. Yeah, and they have a really good.
And let me tell you, if I lived anywhere in Latin America, Spain would be my first option. Why? You speak the language. The culture is pretty similar. Not 100%, but very similar. You speak the language. You're dealing with the euro, the quality of life, right? When you factor all that in, yes, you're not going to get paid as much as you do in these other countries, but the cost of living is higher in these other countries. Somebody in the U.S., what is it, minimum wage? Let's say they make $600 a week or $2,400 a month.
Yeah.
Keep in mind the cost of living is high. Your housing expense alone might be 40-50% of that. So yeah, Spain sucks. Yeah, but I'll tell you, Pseudo, I don't disagree with you when you say Spain sucks. But for somebody that's from Latin America, it makes sense. If I was, for example, living in Mexico, but depends on the part of Mexico, because Mexico now pays well. Like, people actually get a decent wage depending on the city. But the cost of living in Mexico is high as well. I got back from Mexico City. I couldn't believe it. A bottle of water is the same as the U.S.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Mexico City. Hell no, bro.
I agree with you, but I think Mexico's got a lot of culture that you can.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But not to get off the topic, I'll make this last point on Mexico, and then we can get back to the topic. So Mexico, like Mexico City, is very safe because that's where all the government, employees and government operates. So it's very fucking secure. It's very secure. Excuse my language. Mexico City is very secure, but it's really expensive. It ain't. Expensive for the average person. It isn't cheap. Yeah, I've been to Monterrey. Monterrey. I think Mexico's better than Monterrey. Have you been to Monterrey, Ulysses?
No, I haven't. I just been to Guadalajara. I've been to Chiapas, San Cristobal, Tulum. Playa del Carmen, Cancun, Yalovdat, and that's it, bro. I've been to Laredo. Laredo's a shithole, man. Hell no.
Yeah. Which place? Guerrero?
Laredo, bro.
Laredo. Yeah. It's the bordering. There's Laredo and there's Nuevo Laredo, which is across the border in the U.S., right?
Oh, bro. I hate that.
Yeah, you're right. If I was a Mexican coming across the border, last thing I would want to do is hang out on a border town. Getting the hell out, because I've been in Nuevo Laredo as well. Both of them are not. It's not that great,
Oh, man, Mexico has issues too, bro. Like when they killed that dude, man, it's just like the Mexican police disappeared, and then they started attacking the National Guard and also the military, bro. But they also took some losses though too, bro. They killed a lot of sicarios.
Supposedly, his woman was the one that set him up.
Yeah, bro, that's what they're saying, right? One of the escorts or some shit like that.
Somebody, yeah, she was like, there's a $15 million bounty on the guy.
Yeah, but it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it because, like, in Mexico, like, let's say that girl has family, and she might get the 15 million, but like, unless they're gonna protect her entire family, which they're probably not. I mean, her family's dead.
Yeah, 100%.
That's simple. Her family's done and shit. her mom's dead. Like, I don't know what her background story is, but it seems like she probably was put in protective custody because nobody knows who she really is. So it's just like, yeah.
You know, it's interesting because, you know, everything, you can see what's going on globally, right? On the world stage. And I was in China. I don't know if I told you I was in China not too long ago.
All right.
About 2 months ago. And China's economy is taking a hit, but what the Chinese have been able to do is versus, you know, they slowed down the exports to the U.S. and started exporting to other places like Latin America, Europe.
Yeah, they are. They're doing business everywhere else. Yeah.
Everywhere else because they're you know, obviously Trump has raised the tariffs on them, so it's costing a lot more for them to export. They're good. So it's not as competitive as before, right? So they're starting to do business elsewhere. But the interesting thing is the Chinese are very opportunistic. You know, they're allies to the Persians, the Iranians.
Yeah.
They're also allies to the Russians, right? So the Russians and the Chinese, the way they operate when it comes to these countries like Iran and other countries as well, like Syria, they act like they're out there to help these countries, but they're really not. They're trying to really benefit themselves. You know, like China's really quiet when it comes to the situation in Iran. You know what I mean? You know, because they're supposedly Iran's biggest ally, and they were importing like 80%, I think up to 80% of their oil from Iran and getting it at a discount. So the Chinese they're taking advantage.
The Chinese vessels are the only ones that are allowed through the strait so far. I think Chinese, Russian, and I think Indians, or I think they made
Qatar,
a deal.
I don't know about
India. They made a deal
but
with the Koreans and the Japanese, but they're gonna start charging vessels now. I started laughing as a man. They're gonna get a lot of money, man.
And they pointed that out. They said, "Listen, we've never charged a fee for ships to go through the Strait of Hormuz. Why not? You have Egypt that charges for their canal."
Oh yeah, that's true.
So they
that's
started
true.
pointing that out, but that's not a canal. I mean, technically, it's not a canal, right?
No, it's not.
So you know, and who does that belong to? Supposedly, that's their territory, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very strange situation. But Qatar has really good relations with Iran. So Qatar, they have Iran has a hands-off approach with Qatar because the Qataris they were set back, I think, 5 years when their refineries were attacked. It set them back 5 years and cost them $10 billion.
But I think what they're saying now, I mean, I look at the podcast from some of the, officers that are veterans now and shit, but they're saying I think they're saying if Israel hits like the energy infrastructure of Iran, like the nuclear sites and like water, what do you call it? The water
treatment facilities.
Yeah, treatment facilities and stuff like that. They're gonna hit back, and I'm like, oh my god, bro.
See, the Iranians, these are the Persian. I say this all the time: the descendants of the Persian Empire.
Man, they have a proud history, and I just think I think whoever told Trump that these people were just gonna roll over, just like, man, I think within a few hours of that attack, they started destroying the bases. They pretty much annihilated all the U.S. bases in the region. People don't know that. Like, all the bases are destroyed. Radars are destroyed. Tall buildings, infrastructure has been destroyed. I think the Baghdad Green Zone has been evacuated as well. Embassies throughout the Middle East have been hit. Oh man, it gets bad, bro.
It's upsetting, dude, because we're gonna feel the impact in the U.S. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're gonna feel it. We have oil reserves, but it's gonna only last so long. We're like in the first month, right? I think first month, right? Like 4 weeks or something.
So let me ask you this. I mean, well, obviously, you want to get back to the title. What happened to this flight attendant? It was a guy. He was a flight attendant, right?
Yeah, for American Airlines. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's steer back to that, dude. Like, so what's the story on the guy? Tell me what happened to him.
So he went out with a night of friends like 2 days ago after he got off his shift, and he went with two friends, and I guess they separated or their friends went back home to crash out, and he stayed in the gay club apparently, and they just said that they lost contact with him after 2 or 3 in the morning. They don't know where his cell phone was at. They found his body. I forgot what area of Colombia or Medellin they found his body, and they know who the persons did it because they have cameras in there, so they identified the people. So that's a good thing. At least they have clues now. But I think it's only a matter of time before they catch the bandits that did that. I mean, they're only going to be able to hide for so long. So I mean, this is international.
Yeah, they got cameras everywhere. They'll find
They got them. They got their faces at least, so that's good. But my thing is that, man, what's gonna happen, and are they going to give him? I think they're going to have to give him a hard time because it's like major news in the United States. Like they're talking about in all the outlets. So it's kind of just like, you know how when they deleted that Asian American like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
they found his body in the dumpster and shit, like, and it went viral or whatever. It's the same thing here. So I think they're gonna have to put the hammer on the criminals that they caught. But it's crazy because like they're still doing it. Like even though a lot of them are starting to get caught, I'm seeing like they're starting to do a better job at catching them. But I just kind of feel like it doesn't like stop them. It doesn't slow it down at all. It's not slowing them at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to keep in mind. I mean, in one night, they could earn more money than they probably can earn in a lifetime. Like you.
I didn't know he was Colombian, so I don't know. I didn't know too much of his background. I thought they said he was Salvadorian. I just saw right now they said he was Salvadorian background. Actually, on the Telemundo, they said he was Salvadorian background. So I don't know if he's Colombian. Really? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's just bad for him, and I feel bad for his family. His family flew over there to go like see what's like. I guess help with the effort, but I guess like as soon as his dad landed today, he got the news that they found the body. But at least they found the body, and they know who did it. So there's like some like closure if it helps, you know. Like there's not no like, oh, I gotta look for clues type of shit. So they know who the people that did it. It's just only a matter of time before they catch them. And I don't know if they're gonna put a reward for them. They should hopefully, but. Man, it's just ugly that they keep doing this to Americans, man. I mean,
I think
Brazil's dangerous too, guys. By the way, I don't want to make it seem like Brazil's safe. Hell no, but like that, like the most they're gonna do here is pickpocket you, and then maybe like maybe they might mug you for your cell phone or your wallet, but they're not gonna take it to the next step and like delete you. It's like very rare for them.
You know what's happening is whenever they drug people, they don't measure how much they're putting.
Yeah, they don't measure. That's the thing though. So they just get the drug, and I think maybe they're just looking for a quick come up. They need money, and they just tell them use this.
No, I mean, if listen, I'm not telling them how to do it, but fact of the matter is, if they said, okay, let's just drug the person enough to do whatever to rob them, right? They're not doing it. So like they're just dumping a lot in their drink without no, consideration of how much they're putting in there. That's killing them. You know what I mean? Because you're killing the person.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Just really crazy. But you got to understand. Listen, I share a story of a person I dated, ex-girlfriend I dated. She got laid off. So now her situation is very delicate. She's got to now take care of herself. Takes a toll on you. She's sitting at home trying to figure out what to do with herself because she's got to take care of herself. Well, at least the basic necessities. You know what I mean? This is why I tell people, don't live outside your means, man. A lot of people do.
Yeah, man.
And I'm not telling you I have all the answers, but I know a guy who put himself, he's not married. I know of a person who's not married, no kids, and he put himself in debt, 50 grand. I thought it was 15 or 20 grand, $50,000 on what? I don't know.
Man. That's just ugly.
I don't get into.
I tell people just you can't trust people that live in the barrio like in because you just don't know. They might see
think about it. If you have opportunity.
Yeah. They might not be a bad person per se, but that opportunity is just something that is too good for them to pass. Like I tell people right now, like I was supposed to collab with a Colombian girl. I known her for 3 years, and she man, I know people are gonna talk shit. So I paid for her flight to come over here, man, and she didn't even she didn't even show up to the airport or nothing. Like I was at the airport waiting for 3 hours over here in Rio, and she never showed up. Yeah, bro. I got some of my money back though. I got like
money back.
I got some of my money back, but not all of it. And I was supposed to collab. She was the one that wanted to come here. I didn't even invite her. So like I sent her the voice notes. If anybody thinks I'm lying, oh please, I'm gonna go over there. I'm like, all right, dude.
They're gonna call you a simp for that. They're gonna call you
I know. But the thing is that I was gonna collab with her for the channel. Like the deal was like, all right, I'll get you on the podcast. She's a very good looking girl. So I was like, I'll do some videos with you at the beach, and I'll do a few lives with you. She's like, all right, that's cool. And so I was like, all right, we had an agreement. So I was like, yeah, like I figured like it was gonna be more business for me and it was gonna be pleasure for her because I was like, all right, well, she has fun and I have like I could help my channel grow a little bit because she is a good looking girl, dude. But that didn't work out, and so she blocked me, I think, because I haven't heard shit from her. Like she literally texted me she was boarding the plane, and that bitch never even went to the fucking airport, man.
That's funny, dude.
And I would never do that again, guys. Like if a girl wants to come see me, especially the Colombiana, bro. She could pay for her own flight, and I'll pay her when she gets over here, bro. Not she can take her off, bro.
Good luck on that one. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nope, it's not gonna happen either, bro. But I just like, man, that and then somebody I knew for 3 years, bro, like from the barrio. But it goes to show you how those people are like. It goes to show you like all jokes aside that they don't care if they burn bridges. You feel me? And that's what people have to be careful with the Paisa mindset. Like they don't care if they've known you for 3 years, 5 years. Like if they could do you dirty or they just don't care about something, like to me, it's just like, all right, bro. Like this bitch was talking about loyalty 2 weeks ago on one of her statuses on WhatsApp. And I asked her like what happened. She's like, oh, the people ain't loyal nowadays. Like I'm this kind of person. And like, look at what she did to me, talking about loyalty. Like, man, bro, man, I feel like, and forget about Colombia. I feel like people in general that write loyalty shit on their WhatsApps or anything social media related, or even about Jesus and about God. My personal experience happened to be the most fakest people you're ever gonna meet in your life, man.
Yeah, it makes me nervous because normally,
bro, when they start writing about God this, God that, and like you know, I'm blessed. I just like, bro, I personally know some of these people, bro. And they're some of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, I follow you. Yeah, I know somebody that's like that. He actually
no, bro. I just know people that like some of the people I know do each other dirty or done me dirty. And like every other day they write about Jesus, and I almost want to like write on their comments. Like, I do, bro. I want to write like, what did you do to me? Like, does Jesus not see what you do bad stuff to good people? You piece of shit, bro. But like, I mean, that's why they're like in their own like. I think like even when bad things happen to these people, they kind of just like blame everybody else. They don't like take accountability for their actions. Like,
right?
Like I burned bridges with people that were helping me out, and that's why I'm by myself type of shit. Like, oh no, God is testing me. That's why I'm like in the bottom. Like, nah, bro, you're just a dumbass.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
yeah. No, that makes
sense.
Bro.
I just like that's the worst thing that's happened to me with a Colombiana, bro. Like I've never had a girl do that to me. Like I've had girls try to do stupid shit to me over there, but I've never let it happen until this time. And, you know, because I was supposed to go to Colombia like in another month, but I decided not to. And I was like, you know what? Why not just fly this girl off? And I don't have to go over there. She could come with me. I could just work the channel with her. And I'm good, bro. She didn't show up, dog. I was at the airport like a dumbass for 3 hours, bro. Pissed off when I went to the airport, bro. And you know what made it even worse? The car didn't have AC, and it's real. So it's already hot by like 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I had to wake up at 6, be there at 7. I was there for 3 hours, 7, 8, 9:30. I took off. And then the traffic was like congested, so I was like stuck for an hour and a half. So that made it even worse. No AC, hot as hell in the car, stuck in traffic. So it was a double slap in the face going back home. Like when I got home, dude, I was just like, man, I didn't even text her no more because I know this bitch blocked me. Like fuck, man, dude. Like, wow. She has the fucking audacity to text me. I'm boarding the plane.
Did you confirm at
the airport, bro?
What's that?
Oh my God.
What'd you say?
I said she has the audacity to text me that she's at the airport when she never was at the airport.
Let me tell you the mistake you made, first of all. Okay. Mistake number one, even if you bought her a flight, what if you never show up at the airport? What happens then? Who's going to pay for a hotel? Who's going to pay for the other stuff? You should have said, look, when you arrive at the airport, I'm going to send you $300 just so you know when you arrive, I'm going to be waiting for you, but you have this. That way you're not scared. Because you got to keep in mind, you have to understand the culture. They don't want to hurt your feelings by asking you for money. The mistake you made is just buying a ticket. You need to also give them the money for everything else.
Oh, hell no. I'm not going to do that, bro.
So you got to put yourself in her shoes. You got to understand the mindset, not just her mindset she's a paisa, right?
Yeah.
Not just as a paisa, put yourself in her shoes as a woman. If you're paying for a flight, chances are she's not going to come out of pocket arriving in Florida and Brazil praying you're going to be at the airport.
No, when she did that, I talked to her about what was going to happen. She knows I have an apartment and like I was going to cover it.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What if you don't show up to the airport? You got to put your mind. You have to have that mindset. You should tell her, listen, I'm going to give you this money. You're going to give it back to me when you arrive at the airport. I mean, you keep it, but that's just your emergency cash. But I'm going to take care of everything. And once I do that, you just give me the money back, right? Because you only paid for a ticket. I'll tell you the mistake you made. You only paid for a ticket. In her head, she's thinking, well, what if I arrive to the airport in Brazil? He doesn't show up. I don't care if he says he's going to show up. Who's going to pay for me to my hotel? Who's going to pay? So you didn't take that in consideration. I'm not telling you that's what actually occurred, but you have to put yourself in her shoes. In her shoes, she doesn't have money for an emergency or something.
She still ain't shit, Rob.
Say that again?
I'm laughing at it now, but yesterday I was fucking like, I was gonna do a live with it, but I was like, you know what, I better not. I'm gonna wait for my nerves to calm down. But the whole night I was pissed off. The whole day I was just like, the whole day I was pissed. And you know what, bro? Let me tell you something, Rob. I almost forgot. So there's this guy that works right here at the beach. He's one of those guys that gives you the beach chairs and stuff like that, brings you drinks. He's from Bogota, but he's been living in Rio for like 6 months, working the beach and stuff. And you know what? I actually have him on camera, bro. And because I have the glasses and I like to film a lot, dude. Like sometimes I film like conversations with people and shit like that. And so I was filming, and I have it on camera too. People think I'm lying. So we just started talking about Medellin because he's from Bogota, and I was like, I recognize his accent. I knew he wasn't Paisa. I knew he was like somewhere else from Colombia. And so we started talking like for a minute, and I was like, yeah, I told him I used to live in Medellin. He's like, oh yeah, Medellin's cool, but las mujeres le gustan los bandidos. And that's why, and I didn't even mention any women. He mentioned it himself. He's like, the women over there, they like to date like bandits.
Yeah, the bad guys.
Yeah, and he's from Bogota and shit. And he told me that, and I just like looked at him and was like, yeah. And we started talking about how the women are, and I was like, I said some shit like, bro, the women over there, bro, like, even if a dog if the dog could talk and had money, they would sleep with the fucking dog.
Yeah.
They don't have no morals over there at all. If a dog could talk,
no, I think it's not. I think it's, you gotta understand, dude. If you're again, I'm not trying to take their side. I lived there for a couple of years. The problem is, if you're trying to live a certain lifestyle, who's going to provide that for you if you're a good-looking woman? Do you understand what I'm saying? Who's going to pay for the gym membership? Who's going to pay for the house? So it's not that they prefer that. It's what's available. I'm not saying that's what's available, but you have to put yourself in their shoes, dude. I'm not saying that it's dude, they have a certain lifestyle they want to live.
Yeah. No, but the lifestyle that they want to live is they have a double life, because like the ones in the barrio that I personally know, they go out with dudes that are broke as hell. Like those guys that they're messing with are broke, unless they're a dope boy and shit, dude. But they're broke, and then what they do is they'll go with the criminal dude or the guy that's not working, that's a bum, and then they'll go like with an American or a foreigner that could give them that lifestyle, like pay for their cell phone, like give them extra money so they could do their nails, hair, shit like that. And so they have like a double life, and that's why sometimes they get on the live, bro. That's why there's so much femicide in Colombia, or everywhere in Latin America. But
yeah, they
be getting caught all the time, and then dudes just lose their mind and they just delete them and shit.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Like you again, if you say that the woman that you're going to invite, she's attractive like you claim she is, problem you're going to have is again, who's going to pay for her? She's not going to show up to the airport hoping you're going to arrive.
Oh man, screw that, bro. I had another girl like that I know for 4 years, but this one's like she's a med student from Medellin. I've known her for a long time. I met her over there, but she lives actually in Argentina. I'm actually going to link up with her next week. And she came over here too, and like her flight was like not expensive. It was like $200. Buenos Aires to Rio is like super cheap. And so she stayed with me, like, and look at the day and night difference. Like this girl came over here, she cooked for me 3 times a day. I felt like a king, Rob. Like every day I would wake up in my bed and she would have a plate of dinner for me, or breakfast, I'm sorry, and then like and then dinner, and then night or whatever. She's a good cook too. Like, and then like she would clean the apartment. She actually cleaned my shoes. I didn't even know she knew they were dirty, and I saw my shoes the next day. But like in the 1 week she was here for, she showed me like, not all women in Medellin are like that. Well, most of them are, but she's like, obviously she's like, she's really smart. She's going to medical school, right? She's going to be a doctor in about 4 more years, right? She's almost done. Yeah. But like, look at the day and night difference. How she was like super like educated with me, treated me like a king. And look at this barrio girl. She's a barrio girl too, but this one's just like, damn, dude. Like, who does that shit, And it's so funny, Rob. I thought the first girl was going to miss her flight, because when she texted me, she said that she was on the way to the airport. And I'm like, man, I just had a feeling that she wasn't going to make it. But then I get like a message a few hours later. She's like, hey, man, Rio, like, where you at? Like, give me your address. I'm like, all right. And she shows up or whatever. But I just got the funny feeling with this one as well. Like, I knew something was off, because like she told me like, I want to be here at this time. And I'm like, all right, I'll text her when you get over there to make sure your paperwork goes through, because they might tell you, like, they might send you back. And then she texted me like, oh, my battery was dying, but I'm already boarding the plane. So I was like, all right, I believed her. And then I was at the airport like a dumbass for 3 hours waiting for her. I was like, bro, never again, bro. Hell no, bro. I'm good, bro.
Oh,
Like, there's
shit.
so many beautiful women in Brazil, but the point of having, because I had the other girl too, but the other girl I'm more closer to, so I don't want to put her on the live or nothing like that. I'm like, she's
Yeah.
like a really good friend, so I don't put every girl that I know on my damn fucking channel. I'm not gonna do that.
Sure.
This
Yeah,
other girl, I don't care. She does webcamming, so she's already all on the internet. I don't care.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh,
don't give
don't
a
care.
shit, bro. She's already on the damn internet half naked. Almost all the girls I know that body are half naked, bro.
Yeah.
But you know what? I give one of my guys the website that you could put a girl's picture and it shows you if she does webcamming. And he was like telling me like all the girls that came out that he knew, and I was like, damn, you'll be surprised how many girls you might know in the barrio that fucking that do that shit, bro. Actually, one of the cooks, I shouldn't say this, but one of the cooks that works over there at one of the restaurants over there in Loretta's where all the Americans go eat, she did webcamming too. It came out the other day. I started laughing, bro.
Really?
Yeah, bro. She came out and I recognized her tattoos. I was like, man, I don't judge her because sometimes just people get like, Colombia's a desperate place, bro. People need money. They might have to pay the rent or, they need food and shit. So
Yeah.
that flight shit is unforgivable. Hell no, she could go to hell, dude. I'm gonna get her back later on, bro. I could promise you that, dude.
Yeah.
It's not over, baby. I want to make her go all the way to what's a far place for her to go. I was thinking about having her go all the way to Buenos Aires. No, she lives in Buenos Aires, my bad, and have her go all the way to Sabanete and show up and then just like
How much was the flight?
Like $5 and I got like 150 back. So I lost.
So you got lucky then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the point was like to make money off of her, like to like she's good looking, she has a beautiful body, she's good. And so I was like, I know for a fact that if I do interviews with her on the beach and stuff like that, well, YouTube is strict. I can't be showing off her body like that. But I was like, even if she sits down, you could just look at her body and tell she's nice. And so I was like, all right, do a few interviews with her, do a few videos, and I'll be good for like the rest of the month.
What does she look like that we know that might be famous? She does she gotta look like somebody famous?
Picture of her, dog. I'll show you right now. She's a good looking girl. I'll give her like a 7 out of 10, bro.
Okay. How did you found her online or what?
Nah, I found her like a long time ago at the park. Fool. She used to be a working girl, dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I thought I have a picture of her. I know I had to have a picture of her, bro. Damn, I gotta look. Damn, I thought I had a picture of her. Let me see. Damn, I don't have no pictures of her. Yeah, wait, hold on. I got her. Let me see. Man, I gotta look her up right here, bro.
So how did you find? What are you using, a software program where you take the picture and you upload it? Tinder's like that.
You know what? The guy that did it, it's like a guy that got heartbroken. I think he went too hard. He came out when some dude that I know on his platform. He was telling me what happened. He got played, but I think the guy was like, he got really heartbroken and he took it to the next level. Like, this guy dedicated a whole website for this girl. And when he was on the panel, I told him, I was like, bro, you're going too far, bro. Like,
that's extreme.
Bro.
Yeah, that's extreme.
Let it go, dog. Let it go. Like, he made it like little subjects. Like, he made a badass website too. Don't think it was like a shitty one, bro. Like, you could tell he designs this, bro. And he put like all the guys that she was sleeping with, like sugar daddies, like old ass man from Europe and her family. And I'm like, bro, dude, you're going too far. So I think he was the one that designed the webcam shit. So he has too much, bro. He has too much time on his hand. I feel bad for him. I don't think.
You American or where's he from?
He's from the States, bro, but I don't know which state though.
Okay.
But yeah, he did it. He went all off. Like, I never seen a guy look at revenge like that in my life, bro. But I show you his website.
How did she take advantage of him?
I wouldn't just. You're gonna just be like, hell no, bro. Who the hell has that much time in their hands, bro? Like, because that website must have took him like at least 3 or 4 weeks to do, bro. It was really professionally done. Like, it wasn't just like her face and some bullshit. It was like a bunch of like clicks and videos and audios and like I was like, bro, hell no, bro. That's too much.
Why did he do that?
Because the girl cheated on him, and I'm like, bro, but who cares? They're just this Medellin, dog. Like, yeah, bro. He made like a website about her, calling her a whore, and I'm like, bro, but that's like a crime also in Colombia. It's like, bro, it's too far, bro. Like, you're already harassing the girl, dude. Just let it go, dude.
Well, not only a crime. If she wants it escalated, she can get this guy hurt.
Yeah. But fuck, man, I got a picture of this girl. I'll show you right now. Her name is Vanessa. I don't know. Y'all can see my face. It's probably not gonna come out that good, bro.
I know stories of a guy. I met him when I first came
Yeah,
to
she's
Colombia.
good looking.
It's not bad.
Yeah, let me see.
Not bad. You can't see. I think there's a lot of light.
Hold on. No, let me. Man, this fucking phone, bro. I'm gonna get used to it. Nah, there's a lot of light to it, bro.
A lot of light.
Yeah, whatever. It don't matter. The point is that she's a good-looking girl, and I got played or whatever, bro. It happens, dude.
Yeah.
So don't fucking ever like buy a girl. Nah, bro. I had the other place that came through like 2 weeks ago and shit, fool. You know, and like she took care of me, bro. So I'm not gonna say shit, bro. But I'm just saying, like, bro, like, damn, bro. I've only bought in 3 girls plane tickets in my life, bro. This one. Two Colombian girls and a Dominican girl. Oh, my ex-girlfriend too, but she doesn't count. She was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
But it was just 3 girls and shit, dude. Yeah.
Oh shit. No kidding.
Yeah.
So this guy, he went too far. Where's he? You say he's from the States? Which
Yeah,
state?
I don't know what state, bro, but he made a fucking website, bro. Like I was looking at it, I couldn't believe it, bro. Like he was like really professionally done. Like you're talking about like he has like subjects, like oh man, like. And bro, she got exposed bad. Like he put like all the pictures like of all the sugar daddy she had. Like he had conversations of like her and the professor passed her. She was sleeping with the professor. Yeah, bro. He did all that shit. And he had conversations of her and her friends, her cousins, and he like her friends are whores too. Like, and I'm like, bro, you got her. Like I was thinking to myself, like, I don't even think it was with her for like even a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just think it's, bro. We all got cheated on, bro. But who the fuck makes a website, man? Dude?
Yeah. That's taking it. That's taking it too far.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Colombia's a crime though too to do stuff like that, dude. So I was just like, bro, he's living over there.
Yeah, that's too far, man.
Yeah, that's too far, bro. Like, if you want to like just like expose her to her dudes or something like that, that's all right. But a website,
you know, with the website. If she wants to be malicious, she could really go after this guy.
Yeah, bro. That's what I was like telling them, dude. During that
there's a word for that. It's what do you call it when you try to sabotage somebody's reputation?
Yeah. That's a crime in Colombia. You can't be doing that shit, bro. Because he also has like sexual. He has sexual pictures of her, like her getting cream pied and all that shit, bro.
Oh my god, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Like he took it to the next level, bro. Like, don't think it's just like a few little things here and there. It's a lot of shit.
Defamation,
bro.
Right?
Yeah, dude.
It's defamation because what gives them the right to be advertising that online? Because what happens is online, it's a whole different world when you start to sabotage somebody.
Yeah, but that's not even his wife. That wasn't even a girlfriend that he knew for years. I think he was with her for like less than a year. But he's one of those guys that gets like emotionally attached to a girl or something. But I was just like, bro, like,
how old is this guy?
I think he's in his 20s or 30s, man.
Wow, it's still okay.
I don't know too much about him. I tried to get him on the channel, and he said he'll think about it, but he never came through. But oh well.
Yeah.
Damn, I was trying my best to get him on here because that was some crazy shit that he did, bro. If y'all look at his website,
people don't realize that these women, it's who you know, right? So she can easily go hire somebody for $50 American.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude. I don't know if he's still living over there, but man, he has like all this nasty stuff about her, like the puta de Medellin. Just like, I'm like, bro, like they did me dirty too, bro. But I'm not gonna do no website. Like, I don't care if we'll just keep it moving. Like, I look at it like this: she lost somebody that was like fucking like honest with her and shit. Like, yeah, dude. Like, I just kind of don't take it personal. Some people are just shitty, and that's just the way it is, bro. But,
yeah, no, I follow you, dude.
Yeah. Oh my god, that website, bro. I have to send it to you one of these days, bro. You're gonna freak out when you see it.
You know, he's playing with fire, dude. It's defamation. Listen, it's defamation in the U.S., but when it comes to these other countries, they're just taking it to a whole different level. You're playing on somebody else's court, man. Let me tell you, I've made mistakes. I made mistakes, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I will not." After making a mistake, I'm not gonna go back to that body or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't need that coming back to you because they hold it personal. They'll hold that shit for 40 years. That guy will be in Medellin.
Yeah. Colombians are very they're very vengeful. They don't let that shit go, man.
I think people in general are vengeful, but some places it's cultural not to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, okay, I'll give you an example. You keep your dirt very private in certain places. When you expose it like that, you're not only exposing that person, you're exposing the family. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he did. Did he posted like the pictures and the voice notes of the cousins, the friends?
Oh, he's hurt.
And I was like, bro, I was just looking at this like, bro, like it just too. I understand his pain, like whatever, dog. He's
what
mad.
a mistake. And you know
like,
what?
bro,
The problem is, you hang out with that guy, you might become a casualty.
Yeah, guys like Gringo, he's white complected, and I'm like, bro, you're in Latin America. As a white dude, you can have access to all the women. Like white guys are seen as a top tier. Like even in Brazil, like if you go to Rio or Sao Paulo as a white guy, you could go to the language exchange and you'll get the most.
Let me tell you what I know. It's not that they're looked at as top tier. There's an assumption that every single one of them has money. For that reason, that's what it is. It's not.
They watch a lot of Hollywood movies though too, so they think like this.
Hollywood. No, here's the thing. I definitely agree with Rod. Here's the thing with it is, look, guys, let's be honest. In terms of the world, who has the most net worth? Is it white, Asian, Hispanic? Who it is? It's white folks, right? So they look at it that they're like, okay. Then they also see Hollywood, and they see and that kind of. They're like, at first, Colombian women prefer Colombian men. That's local women. Wherever you go, they're gonna prefer their own man first. Then secondary is gonna be the European man. Then the third is people from other Western countries who are non-white. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it goes. It's like they're not seen as number one. They're seen as, okay, what is a better option than because think about it. The elite Brazilian women, they're not dating European dudes that just arrived there. They're with the local men. You see what I'm saying? It's like let's just keep it honest. Let's be honest. But to pick Rod, I was in Cali, bro. That shit was fucking, bro. I swear to God, that felt like fucking dangerous, bro. Like I don't know what is it like. Literally, I was taking Ubers everywhere, and I was like, you kind of sense it, like, cause I was in Panama too. But Panama, you don't even sense that shit. Like, can you explain that part? Like, Cali just feels dangerous.
It's not that it feels dangerous. Cali is dangerous. Look at the data. If you look at the crime rate in Cali, and you take it neighborhood to neighborhood, even the nice areas, stratus 5 and 6, are not safe. You got to look at the data. You can pull it up yourself. Use ChatGPT. Type in crime rate per neighborhood in Cali and look at the map. It's the whole damn city. I mean, I don't want to generalize. It's not the whole city, but when you look at it, you're like, dude, that's stratus 5 and 6 next to stratus 1 or 2, right next door. So the crime rate starts to spill over, and you rarely, it's just, I don't want to generalize, but it's pretty scary when you look at the data. For example, if you're walking down the street with an iPhone, you're screwed. You better hide that really good because iPhones will kill you for it.
Yeah, you could feel the danger in Cali. Yeah, Cali's not a beautiful city, but I still like the city, bro. But it's definitely dangerous, bro.
I mean, is it? Let me ask you this.
Did you say you like the city or you don't like the city?
I like the city, but it's not like beautiful. It doesn't have a beautiful scenery compared to like Medellin.
It's the energy that you're buying into. There's known for the
it's
dancing.
Energy, yeah.
It's the energy. It's the dancing and it's the nightlife. That's all Cali has to offer. Outside of that, I mean, when I say it, that's all. It has more to offer, but that's the main thing it's known for. The nightlife. The salsa, but merengue. If you want to dance, it's a good place. But that's the economy thrives on that because there's a lot of foreigners that go there. They're not rich, but they go there to learn how to dance, and then obviously they feed into the economy. The apartments or hotels and restaurants and so they actually help the economy in certain neighborhoods, but they're not dependent on it solely. But it helps their tourism overall. It's known for also the food as well. They were rated one of the top Latin American cities for food, culinary.
Yeah, their food is pretty good. I like Chilean food. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like here's the thing. I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ulysses and Rod. I feel like the people in Cali are much more friendlier than the people in Medellin. And they're not as closed off as the people in the Paisa region, in the Antioquia region. Can you guys explain what's the reason?
I'll let Rob do that one because Rob's lived longer in Cali. I've only been there like a few times and I didn't stay too long. Just like
Cali gets a certain type of tourist. Medellin gets everybody. You understand?
there you go.
Wait. Before Rock, you mean the guys who's bringing the butt plug to Medellin Airport?
Yeah. It's a combination of everything. Butt plugs.
Cali gets the good tourists. They get they get a lot of women from different parts of the world.
I don't know if they get the good tourists. I think it's just people go there for different reasons. They don't go to Cali for the reason that people go to Medellin for.
Yeah. But there's a lot of tourists that go there for salsa lessons, though.
Yeah. They go there for that, but it's mostly the younger generation. You know what I mean? Mostly. Funny. I went to take. I don't know if you guys are familiar with salsa, but maybe you are. There's what they call salsa caleña. You know what that is, caleño?
Yeah.
The fast version of salsa, right? This is years ago, probably like 10, 12 years ago. 2013. I went to Cali 2013, right? So I went to take these classes and I go to the school and I'm taking, they give you an introductory class. I forgot how much you pay for it. It's introductory to salsa caleña, right? Caleño. So I go to the class, the instructor is teaching. He's shaking his butt like he's sweet. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man. You know, is that how I'm supposed to move? Like he was, So check this out. And I don't have no problem with that, but you got to understand I'm prior military. So imagine a prior military guy trying to shake his butt, a little bit feminine. So he's shaking his butt like he's feminine. I'm like, I can't do that. So I left the class. I said, hey, I asked the administrator at the front, the employee. I said, hey, you got any other classes and, different instructor? She goes, yeah, come back late at night. So I came back late at night. It's a different guy. He was sweet as well, shaking his butt like a woman. I was like, listen, man, I'm not taking these classes. So that's when I said I'm not taking salsa caleña or caleño because, first of all, it's too fast. Secondly, it's not designed for you to – it's designed it's kind of like freestyle, dancing to freestyle hip-hop or house music, right? You know how they used to battle each other? That's the same thing with salsa caleña. You could learn that fast stuff and then dance by yourself or even with a woman. It's kind of like that's where you can take it, but it's normally designed for, I could be wrong. It's designed for you to be performing it with another woman, right? Or with the group and they're doing a show. So I knew I didn't want to do that. So I got into salsa. I started taking at one of the top schools there for like 3 months. I started doing salsa. What is it? Casino. Salsa Casino. I think it's the Cuban version of salsa. I did it for 3 months, but I didn't have a female partner. So you see me dancing with the male instructor. Can you imagine? Like I'm dancing with the male instructor. Reminds me of the movie.
Man, I took classes with a girl.
Well, hold on. Remember Police Academy when the guy walks into that Blue Oyster bar? That's what I looked like dancing with this guy. It was really weird. So at that point, I wouldn't take any more classes in salsa unless I had a partner that was going to continue for a while,
Nah, I would have got a girl. Fuck that. I'm not doing no guy, man.
Yeah, 100%.
I was going to tell you, bro, what did you say? Cartago's like a super dangerous area right now, too?
Oh, yeah. Cartago, it's got its neighborhoods. Just like Pereira has its neighborhoods. It depends on the neighborhood. I think the neighborhood Cuba and Pereira is dangerous. Again, don't quote me on it. It may have changed, but I remember years ago that was the case. So it depends on the neighborhood. If you stay in stratus 5 and 6, it's safer because less of a chance somebody from the body is going to go into these areas, but there's no guarantees. No guarantees at all because it's a smaller city. So it's harder from it. The bigger cities are easier for these people to navigate, the criminals. The smaller cities, it's a little bit harder when you go into a nicer area. Not that the police are around every corner. That's something you'll notice in Colombia. You don't see a cop like every 2 minutes. It's like one.
Hey, I was going to ask you, I want your opinion, bro. What do you think about like all the people they're sending back because they have condoms? I'm like, bro, so it's a crime?
So the issue is this. They're getting a lot of tourists. What they're trying to do is they're trying to create these boundaries to let them know, hey, look, we want tourists to come. But these are They're trying to warn people, don't come this for that reason. They don't want to be labeled in a negative light. You know, they want to be known for other reasons. They don't want to be labeled in a negative light. You want to know what I think they should do? They should just ban these places that have that stuff and say, you know what, we're going to close you guys down. Or if they're not going to close them down, you figure out how to prevent foreigners from going there.
How about this? If they really want to make this to happen, what they can do is just ban foreigners from participating in those activities. Like make it legal for the locals, make it illegal for the foreigners. That's the only way they can get away with this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I just don't understand why they do these random checks and, you know what I'm saying? They selecting one dude with 5 dildos and 8 butt plugs and 100,000 condoms, and I'm like, that's not an efficient system. If you really gonna do something about it, just ban that P4P thing all over.
I'm just trying to figure out why. He probably bought it on Amazon at a discount, right?
I don't know. Last year I went to.
But the thing is, like, here's the thing is, like, you can buy it over there. It's like, well,
I know that's why. That's why I'm saying. I think that's
if you're a freaky dude, it's like if you're a freaky, they literally got. Here's the thing: they literally got sex toys in Poblado. In Medellin.
But hear me out. What I'm trying to say is, you know, that guy's a budget-friendly fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? I mean, he didn't want to spend any money. What an idiot, right? you could tell you could tell him he was budget-friendly or budget-conscious. Sorry, budget-conscious. He didn't want to spend any money. This idiot. So he goes on Amazon, probably bought like 10 in a row for a discount. You know what I mean?
Why come with so many toys, bro? That's just ridiculous, though, too, man. Some condoms I could get it, but toys. Oh, that guy was. They sent a guy back because he had a bunch of panties. I'm like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of panties, bro.
I'm almost tempted to go over there with a suitcase full of fucking dildos and condoms.
Well, you know,
just
you know
to see if they would send me back, bro. You know?
If you ever go to Exito, the condoms are about, for like 3 condoms, you're gonna pay about $10, maybe more than that.
I don't like Colombian condoms, though, bro. I bring my own, man. Hell no.
No. What I'm trying to say is, it's not cheap. That's probably why this guy went on a damn frenzy, buying it on wherever he bought it at.
But you know what's going on? I think they're probably like nervous when they're getting like asked questions. I don't think it's just random searches, bro.
No, I think it's not just the nervous. They're scanning their bags. They're like, what the hell is this? Looks like shaped like a penis. And then all of a sudden, they approach the guy. Hey, what is this? It's for myself, you know, whatever.
They're looking through my cell phone, bro. I don't care. Like, they could look through my cell phone and be like, yeah, you see your girl bending over like that? She likes to do that for me.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine years ago. This is before all the tourists started arriving. It was a Cuban. Miami's a horrible place to fly into. All of the Cuban customs agents are really pricks, right? A lot of them are.
Yeah.
My friend is flying from Colombia to Miami. The guy says to him, what are the reasons for you being in Colombia? He goes, oh, I'm on vacation. He goes, well, what were you doing there? He goes, listen, I was on vacation. I had a few days off, whatever. He goes, so what were you doing? I was snorting cocaine off of prostitutes' butt cheek. Okay, have a nice day, sir. They told him, have a nice day. When he lied, that's not what he did. But he was like too aggressive with my buddy. He got so pissed off. He goes, what do you want to hear? That I was doing A, B, and C? All right, have a nice day, sir. You know, it's like he's telling the truth. He went there on vacation. The guy didn't believe he went there on vacation. So he sat there and said, you know what I was doing? And then he told him that's what he did.
I'll tell you, I went last year with 2 boxes of 36 condoms, and I had some lingerie with me as well. Like, I went through like nothing. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't think all that's, you know, it's a little bit too much, to be honest with you. A lot, like, because I see some of these shows, YouTube channels, where they actually bring up this stuff that happens. I'm like, these guys are idiots. But you got to understand, if you look at the exact numbers, the amount of people visiting, you're going to get a percentage that are weird. You're going to get that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think the guys that they're sending back are just like off and shit. I don't think they're doing random searches. I've never seen them like do random searches on people, especially in those long lines. I think they're just asking like a question like, you know, ¿qué estás haciendo aquí? Or what are you doing here? And they're just like, you know, they're trained to see that in their eyes, you know, so they see like the nervousness or just like the shaking in their hands or something. They pull them to the side. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You
here's
know
the
what?
thing. The only time here's the thing. I've been to Colombia many times. The only place when I get access when I'm coming back from Colombia to the customs. That's the only place, and that's the only place like. Colombia is the only place when I'm coming back to the states I get asked. But other places like Spain, Panama, Dominican Republic, Mexico, I just don't get asked. And I never had this situation. I just don't understand. It's like because I've been to Colombia many times, and recently last year, right? I've never had a Colombian customs officer ask me these questions. Like, so I think there's something going on with these guys that's getting stopped. There's like something that we can't see or not. That's not in this, like there's not out to the public. Because I just don't think they just stop and law abiding.
They want to ask you,
Dude.
excuse me, Mr. Buck, can I ask you a few questions? Sure, yeah. Do you have any dildos in your bag today? Anything that vibrates, sir?
Oh my god! Bro. It's just
How do you
fucking
respond to that?
Well, you know what? You could send all that shit through Amazon. That's why, like, if you really want to get away with it, you could just like send it like 1 week before you get there, and then when you get there, you'll get it like within a few days and shit, dude. You're good to go.
Yeah.
But I'm still laughing at that dude who brought over, what is it, like 20 different thongs and panties for women, and I'm like, I was like, that was just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I think they just wanted to tax him on it. He didn't want to pay the taxes.
I want to ask you a question. How many
I honestly, if you look at the laws, you got to look at the laws. When it comes to, I'll tell you one of the mistakes he made. Number one, he bought 20 panties, right? The law says you cannot bring more than 6 of the same identical item. This guy brought 20. So it looks like he's bringing it for commercial reasons to sell it, right? They have a problem with that because the law will allow you only to bring in 6 things, six different 6 items of the same category. You understand?
Okay.
So you can bring up to a certain amount of money. And actually, it's not, you can bring in a TV if you want, but you have to show that it's used for personal reasons. Okay. But once you start bringing it in, anything more than 6 of the same category, now you're bringing it in for commercial reasons. I personally think he probably didn't want to pay for the tax. They gave him a hard time. They said, you know what, man, get the hell out of here. We don't want you in our country. Because I'll tell you, I went through customs in one of the coastal cities. This guy, 2 times I went through 11 o'clock at night, wasn't very nice. And I don't know why. And I'm a nice guy, like in person. I'm like, yeah, what do you need? Talking like a nice guy. And I started thinking, it's the second time this guy's been aggressive with me. Now, I don't know why. Maybe he sees that foreigners are causing problems. When they see a foreigner, they get a little bit, nervous. I don't think that's the case. I just think the guy. Okay, so here's what you'll see in Colombia. Depends on who you're dealing with, right? Some people in Colombia have this inferiority complex. When they see you and they think they should be above you and you're above them, they tend to, I don't want to generalize. I'm not saying this is a lot of people, but it tends to happen. Some people, they're so ignorant, they see you and they think, oh, I should be above this guy. They don't realize that you might have gone to school most of your life, attended a good school or didn't attend a good school, or invested in whatever, served in the military, whatever it is. They don't see it that way. They see it like, because the class system exists not only in Colombia, but all over Latin America. So from their standpoint, they see you. If you're dating somebody that's considered below that guy, they actually look at you like you're a loser. You understand what I mean? Or you want me to explain a little bit further? So let's say you're dating a girl from Stratus 1 or 2, okay? And then you're going through the airport. That guy is able to identify that girl from Stratus 1 and 2 by the way she dresses and the way she carries herself, her look. So you're coming through with the girl from So you're coming through the airport with Stratus 1 and 2. This guy might be from Stratus 3 and 4. So then what he does is he sits there and he then says, you're just as low as this girl is. I hate to tell you, this is a class system exists there. Not only there in Latin America. So he says, oh, you're with a Stratus 1 and 2. That means you must be Stratus 1 and 2. So then he treats you like
I concur, bro. I concur with what Rob was saying. Yeah, but I've had Colombians that are from like other upper classes, like tell me like, why do you go to the barrios? Like, I'm from Colombia and I don't even do that shit. So he's right, bro. Like they'll definitely judge
well,
you.
let me tell you what happened to us on New Year's. I'll let you finish your thing, and I'll tell you something crazy that happened to me when I was in Panama for New Year's Eve with my girlfriend. We came across two Colombians, a heavier set Stratus, maybe 4 Colombians sitting at our table, dressed like heavier set Colombians. Nothing about them. They don't look very attractive. Like they're just, not that they're heavier set. That's a problem, but they don't have it together to be sitting there prejudging people. So they judged my girlfriend because she was dressed up like, somebody from Stratus 3. You know what I mean? So they were from Stratus 4, and I could tell from the body language. I don't know what they were saying, but the body language, they kept looking at my girlfriend and what she was dressed at. She looked beautiful. But the problem is the clothing helps them identify what stratus you're from. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I'll give you an example. I was in Poblado. I was in the El Tesoro Mall, and we ordered a pizza that cost maybe $20-something, right? And the girl I was with, she was from Stratus 2. Such a nice girl, right? Such a nice girl. Really humility, nice and everything else. This heavier set guy from Stratus 5 started staring at us for 45 minutes. I didn't understand why. I was new to Poblado, okay? Turns out it's like you coming into Beverly Hills and you're from damn Compton. This guy, we were in fucking, excuse my French, we were in El Tesoro, which is like Beverly Hills, and technically we're from Compton because the food cost more than the clothes she had on. So this prick, he kept eyeing us down, and I finally said, "Hey, man, you want a slice of pizza? Tell you what, take the whole thing," because it was so uncomfortable for me. Like he's staring, and I didn't understand why. I didn't even know what classism is in South America. You know what I mean? But it exists. And when people that come from other countries don't understand the culture and classism and what does exist, you got a problem on your hands. And so going back to my point, on New Year's Eve, a heavier set Colombian couple, about my age, they kept staring at my girl's dress. My girl, she looks beautiful, but the problem is the dress wasn't to their satisfaction. Okay? And then the place we went into, it was a hotel. There was an event for New Year's Eve. The entrance fee was like $100, right? Maybe her dress was maybe $20, $25. I told my girl, I said, "Hey, why didn't you tell me what you're going to wear? I'll buy it for you, because it's New Year's Eve." Now, she's so proud, man. You could find good people, you know what I mean? She's very proud. And she's like, "What's wrong with my dress?" I said, "Listen, you look beautiful. Nothing's wrong with your dress." But I couldn't tell her that these 2 other clowns were clowning her because of her dress. It's really sad. It's an unfortunate thing because I think even in the U.S., maybe, I could be wrong, but I know people that are wealthy, but they dress like they're not, but they're wealthy. They're rich. They're multimillionaires. But you see them, they're dressed in a T-shirt and shorts. They look like Steve Jobs. You know what I mean? With the turtleneck and jeans. That's what they look like. You don't know that these people are wealthy.
Warren Buff wears like a white shirt, drinks a Pepsi. You would think he was like a broke person, but he's like
it's incredible.
Yeah. Here's the thing. There's the quiet wealth. There's the quiet old money wealth, where some people have that wealth, but you don't see it. You can't tell. But there's a subtle, signs of it. The thing in Latin America, you will notice who are the elites. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, if you see a Colombian with a Toyota Land Cruiser, that person has money. I swear to God, that person probably has more net worth than 3 of us combined.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, and let me piggyback. How does the top tier status? Is it status 6, right? Is it status 6?
6 is a top.
Okay, 6. So you're not gonna find a 6 dating a foreigner. Like rarely, very rarely. And I've never seen it. Like, and I was searching to use. I've never seen a case where you have a stratus 6 chick dating a foreign dude. I've never seen it. It's always gonna be some 2, 3, and 1 at best, and maybe 4, but 5 and 6, I've never seen it.
I'm gonna ask you three guys a question. How many successful relationships have you seen between foreigners and Colombian women? Me personally, I haven't seen one. So,
I mean, a lot of people, some people in the chat will say, Andre love crossing borders. I mean, they see that and they're like,
So Andre, you gotta really know the background on this guy. I don't know the background 100%, right? But you got to look at the background. First of all, he lives in that country. When you live there, higher probability you'll be successful. Why? Because the person that you're with is still in their environment. Number one, number two, it's the women. It's very competitive for the women when it comes to looks. It's when you leave that you increase your odds of unsuccess, and that's because a woman that, say, for example, if she's she's attractive, she's average or looking, right? If she travels to other parts of the world, she'll actually become a supermodel, and that's because they take the. I'm not saying in other parts of the world they're attractive. I'm not taking away from that. I'm just saying, it's just the standards vary from place to place. Not everywhere, because they take a lot of pride in their looks. You know what I mean? They take a lot of pride from what they eat, and in other places as well. It's just ingrained a lot more. It's like Miami. Miami, you'll find a lot more attractive people. They take pride in what they look like. They exercise, they eat right, take care of the skin, right? So in Miami, LA, these places, people are more inclined to take care of themselves when in these nice warm climates. Same thing, I think over there, it's going to vary from city to city, but it's ingrained in the culture.
over here,
So
real like Brazil has a fitness culture, especially in Rio. Like all the girls I know go to the gym like 5 times a week.
wow,
Yeah, fitness culture up the ass over here, man. So,
yeah. So they take a lot of pride in their looks, But there was something else. Oh, what were you saying before that, Buck? Oh, the success rate on the relationships.
yeah, the success rate. Yeah.
I think it's going to vary from place, city to city, right? First off, are you dealing with someone that's from a small, whether it's male or female, small town versus a city? Then you have to take into account the culture as well. I don't know. I do know people that are successful. I know a guy in Medellin, but he lives in Medellin. He's been there for 30 years, speaks fluent Spanish, acclimated to the culture. He's got a business there. He's got a wife. She's not a supermodel, right? But to him, she's attractive. I think when she was younger, she was a lot more attractive, but she's more traditional. So he's traditional as well. So it's just going to work out because they speak the same language and they have the same traditions. He's acclimated to the culture there, and I think everything's going to work out. But that's a problem. People are not willing to learn the language, not willing to acclimate to the culture, are pretty quick to pack up and leave and go back to the country. So it's not you expect somebody to uproot themselves, move to your country, acclimate to your language and culture. That may be the case, but if it's somebody that's successful, they're not going to leave their job. If it's a dentist or a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, why would she leave her country? She's got a secure job. She's got her family, her friends. She loves her country. Why would she pack up, leave, and go to damn?
I think Andre says he's gonna leave with his wife to Europe. He says he's gonna like move over there. I think he said Europe, I believe.
Yeah, Lisbon, Portugal is the place they were talking about.
That's good,
Yeah,
man.
I mean it's because I feel like I'm looking from the outside, and the thing is he speaks English. He doesn't know the language, and she kind of help him with the translation and all that. I mean, the dude is like, what is it, 58 years old, and she's 28. So he got about what is it, 30 years on her, and it's like I feel like for what he can do, like what he would do in the States versus this, I feel like he's doing much better than he would in the States. In the States, you would have a guy like that, he probably would settle down with a chick, a 50-year-old chick with 4 kids, single mom, and all that. But it's other than that, man, I just haven't found too much successful relationship.
Nah, bro.
Not because here's the thing. I'm talking about the ones we know about, right? The ones on social media. Probably there's some relationships that people are having success, but they don't show it out there. Is what I'm saying. But here's the thing. I feel like a lot of guys are sleeping on the Middle East because I feel like there's a lot of potential wives out there, but they're not exploring this aspect. What makes you think that, Rod?
So the Middle East is a different story. First of all, it's no different in Colombia, to be honest with you. They're very tribal. So somebody that's Tunisian would prefer somebody that speaks the same language and same religion, because you're not only considering the woman, you're also considering the family. The family is not going to accept you. The only way, no different in Colombia or Mexico or anywhere else in Latin America or any other country, right? If the family comes from a lower class or stratus, high probability they're going to want to move to the first world and take advantage of the opportunities, right? So they're okay with you marrying their daughter. That's relevant to religion. If they're even from a lower class, they're not going to consider you if they're practicing their religion unless you decide to convert to their belief, right? And even if that's the case, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to work out. All. So there's a lot of things. A lot of it's they're very tribal. Number one, number two, the religious beliefs. Colombia is no different as well. Mexico is no different as well. If you're dealing with a Colombian that's of middle class or above, or anywhere in Latin America, why would they give you the time of day? Maybe they will, the ones, but why? That's $1 million question. Why would somebody from the Middle East give you the time of day? Why would they not prefer their own? They don't. They're not as they're materialistic, but not as they're in other places.
I think it depends on the area. Like I think maybe Lebanon, there's a Christian community, so you might be able to dig in there, but your options are limited in the Middle East. I would say maybe Kurdistan, Iraq, you might have a shot, and then Lebanon, and that's the only two places that I can think of. Maybe Marrakesh, Morocco. That's it. Maybe Iran, if they ever open up. I was kind of hoping the government would collapse, because I think, man, I'm telling people right now, if Iran opens up tomorrow, like I would never be in Latin America again.
Oh shit! If Iran fixes, like I'm talking about, if they become a secular country, bro,
I'm never gonna go to. I'm never gonna be in Latin America. I promise you that.
I dated a Persian woman. I was in the service, and she was living in Texas. Tell you the truth, she's very attractive, right? Problem is, when she told me about her family, I started getting paranoid, because you married a family when you married a girl, right? She's telling me my brother's this, my dad's that. I was like, oh shoot, I'm in my 20s. I'm still in my prime. I said, I'm good, man. I packed everything up in my car, and so I started driving up north from damn Texas, because it was just too much.
Yeah, they're very like the women over there are like, it's not like our culture where you could date women and fuck around. Like over there, like the girls that I met, they're very serious, bro. They're not gonna be going out with you and kissing you and having sex with you. They're about like, well, what do you want? You get married or like not waste my time? Like they're about that shit. It's not like in Latin America when you go out with a girl and they'll tell you the type of guy they want and the kind of dream guy they want, and then like 3 hours later you're smashing them and shit, dude. Middle Eastern women ain't like that, bro.
No, they're not like that, and they're not. They don't date as much.
Right? Nah, they don't do no dating. If they do go see you, it's because they see you as a potential like husband. That's what I'm saying. Like it's all seriousness with them. Like they're not. Like,
They don't
drink and party and dance my ass off. None of that shit, dude. Nah, man.
I don't think the Arabs are super racist. You got to understand, like Sudanese are half Arab, half African, right? A combination of Arab. Sudanese are that. Eritrean are part Arab, part African. Okay, but they're still considered Arab, right? There's 22 Arab countries. Are you going to tell me all 22 are racist? Now, I'll tell you, the ones where they're more oppressed, they're a lot more, where they're more oppressed, the government oppresses them, or like the Palestinians are, situation with the Israelis, they're going to have a lot more humility. Anywhere people are oppressed, a lot of times they have a lot more humility. Now, does that mean that's always the case? First of all, if you were to tell me America's racist, I would ask you, well, what part of America? Are you talking about the South of America, southern parts of America? Are you talking about small towns in America? Are you talking about big cities? Most people just generalize. Which Arabs? I'm not saying that the Arabs may or may not be. I'm saying which ones? Are you going to tell me 400 million Arabs are racist? Or who are you talking about? The working class Arabs? Middle class? High class? I mean, you have to be clear. You cannot. It's like saying, all black Americans are racist. Well, how do you know that's the case? Are all black Americans racist? Sometimes you'll get people that make those arguments, push those arguments or blanket statements. Well, they'll say, well, black Americans are more racist than white Americans. I mean, who's it coming from, and what are they basing that off of? We can't just generalize and say 400 million Arabs, all 22 countries are racist. First of all, Saudi Arabians are different than Palestinians. All right. Now, I don't disagree with you when it comes to racism, but who are you talking about? Which country? Which class? Are they from a small town? Are they from a major city? Am I wrong, guys?
Yeah.
Nah. It's with the thing is, like, even with the Arab community, there's some sort of a classism versus hierarchy, where
Right.
The Gulf Arabs are like in the top because they have
Got the
their
money.
elite.
It's
They
like
got the
saying
money.
Japanese. What's the difference between
Mhm.
Japanese Asians and other Asians? But go ahead, Buck.
No, I was you're 100% correct on that one. What I was saying is, like, the Gulf Arabs have more. It's just that per capita they have more money. And here's the thing, Dubai. Here's the thing with Saudi Arabia, Rod, you, all of us. If you had a kid out there, let's just say born, that kid is not even going to be a Saudi citizen.
Not going to be a
The,
national, and even if
yeah,
he's an Arab,
the only
yeah.
way you can be a citizen out there, if a Saudi Arabian citizen married a foreign chick, then his kids can be a Saudi, citizen. So not even if you married a chick out there, that have babies, you cannot be the baby cannot even be Saudi Arabian citizen, because the father first has to be a citizen in order for your kids to be. So that's how it is over there. It's just it's different. It's like, for example, in Dubai.
So let's
Dubai,
be clear on the first, really
if you look
quick.
at the
Yeah,
demographics,
go ahead, Buck.
if you look at the
Yeah.
demographics of Dubai, it's like pretty much like 20% Gulf native Arab, right, and 80% people from all over the world, right. But if you look at the ratio of citizenship, probably like 95% are like Emiratis. Is what I'm saying, all the people from the Gulf.
So here's the thing. Like, it varies from country to country. I'll give you an example. Qatar has 1 million Qataris. Saudi Arabia has what, 25 or 40 million Saudis, and 1/3 of them are African. Like, they're Saudis, but they're African, like African descent, but they're still considered Saudi Arabian, and that's because the Saudi people they integrated in their country. Then you have a lot of foreigners from African countries. Now, my question to this guy that said, let's be honest, they all treat black people like shit in those countries. They treat Africans like garbage. Well, the problem is they see people. It's no different than somebody in Beverly Hills looking down on somebody that's a damn working class person coming into Beverly Hills to do the work. They see that I mean, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm saying you have to really understand the context. Some of these people are entering their country illegally, right? Right? That's the first thing. Secondly, some of them are causing chaos, and then word starts to spread among them. Oh, this person from this ethnicity just caused the chaos. I'll give you an example. You guys remember the story of that Black American woman who went to the United Arab Emirates in Dubai, and she started yelling at a Filipino employee, yelling at him,
The car
and then they were
rental
going to
place,
arrest her for 2 years.
No,
Yeah.
I thought she was yelling at a golf.
No, I think
Arabic.
I think it was an employee, like a Filipino employee or person of Filipino descent. It wasn't a Gulf Arab person. It was an employee she was yelling at, and it's against the law to yell at men. You know, imagine that, right? It's against the law to yell at men. It doesn't matter if he's from the Philippines and he's an employee. It's against the law in
Shit.
Dubai. Can you imagine? Hey, don't yell. I'm going to call the police, But so she started getting all ratchet on this employee. I think he was of Filipino descent. I could be wrong. I thought that's what it was. She started yelling at him. I'll give you another story. You guys remember in Indonesia where two women, I don't know if they're of African descent or they were from one of the Western countries that they're black, but from one of the Western countries. They didn't want to pay for their nails when they got their nails done in Indonesia. Remember that? You remember that, yeah?
Yeah.
So then what they did is the Indonesian government came cracking down on them, was going to arrest them for a few years for not only yelling at the employees, but not wanting to pay. So what does that mean? I don't know. Like, does that mean, are they going to listen? You become a representative for your people. When I travel places, people that look like me, if I become a prick, the next person who looks like me, they're not going to get it well. You know what I mean? Am I wrong?
Nah, yeah, 100% facts. The thing is, people just assume people
Sometimes
just
it's
have
better not to
assume
say where
some.
you're from. Otherwise, they're gonna sit there and label you.
Yeah, people have this. Here's the thing.
Hey, where are you
People,
from? I'm from Mexico City. Even though you're not Mexican, right?
yeah,
All of a
people
sudden, they're
have
gonna
this
give.
assumption that when they travel outside the states that the U.S. law applies. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
Yeah.
you can't be having that law that person that viewpoint where when you travel to a country you're gonna be like, oh, I have my freedom of speech. I can wear a thongs outside and whatever, all that fuckery. You know what I'm saying? You cannot do that. There was actually a video. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was this. I think it was these UK women, and they were in Morocco, right? And they were walking around Marrakesh, Morocco, right? In some buildings in some village, right? With literally half naked, like literally they were wearing bras and shit. Guess what were the local men doing to them, Rod? The local people. They were throwing rocks at them.
Really?
Yes, you know why? Because they viewed it as disrespectful to their culture. Because
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 was it a small? It was a small town, right?
it was a small town, and these women had the nerve to go over there and just go out there and just wear some half naked clothes, and that's what you should always respect the culture wherever you go. And the locals pushed back. They were just throwing shit at them.
Did you see what happened with the Argentinian girl like a month ago? She got released yesterday. She beat the case and for being racist with some Brazilians here. I don't know. Did you hear about that? She walked out
No,
of a
tell us more.
restaurant. She walked out of a restaurant and making monkey noises and shit, dude. And so they charge her with a hate crime and shit. They're trying to get her for like 15 years, but she beat the case yesterday. And shit, Rio de Janeiro, yeah. And shit, it went like very viral over here in Brazil. They supposedly scammed her some money, her and her friends at a bar over here by Copacabana, something like that. But in the video, she's doing like monkey noises, like whoo whoo whoo, and she's just talking mad shit, dude. And like, yeah, they put her on ankle monitor and everything, man. And she was looking at 15 years, but she beat the case. And shit, yeah.
It's funny. She probably was legitimately taken advantage of, but the fact that she behaved like a clown, they filmed
No,
it.
but I think the other guy, what helped her case was the other guy was being a moron. The waiter was grabbing his shit. Like you could see on the video him grabbing his genitals, and like I was like, damn, fool, that's
Really?
that. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, bro, why the hell they're pressing charges on this girl? Like, I don't think what she did was right. But then the other guy's grabbing his shit, so I mean, like they're both in the wrong. So just let it go.
Yeah.
You can't just
Yeah.
grab your shit
Yeah.
and do that towards a female. That's disgusting and shit, man. Yeah, dude. They had a black slave. It's quiet. Yeah, I've heard like slavery is really bad in Libya.
The Middle East, yeah. See, the thing is, like, people don't understand. I don't know if you guys been to the Middle East. They will call you, like, especially if you from a darker skin color, they will call you that the S word. Is what I'm saying. It's like it can get pretty hot out there, and it's like, you know what I'm saying. That's why it's like you should always search whatever culture you go into. You should always see what is going on over there, because you can't be going out there with a mentality that is going to be pretty much open. It's like you got to prepare for every kind of situation. And it's like, I feel like just Westerners, they just have this open-minded situation where they go everywhere. They expect the same thing, kind of like in their homelands. And it's like, Rod, you pretty much know it. It's like those Gulf Arab countries, they're pretty much tribalist to the T. Like you're not gonna see a Gulf person marrying a Lebanese person, rarely, even though they're both Arabic.
You know what you're seeing right now? The Israelis are getting a lot of hate. Like there's a lot of restaurants in Thailand that have like no Israelis inside because of their behavior. I don't know you'll see that.
What's happening? Because
the Israelis are getting a lot of hate in Thailand, like places like Phuket and stuff like that. There's restaurants and bars that have like no Israelis because they act like idiots inside the establishments. So I seen like actually like a week ago they arrested two Israelis over here in Brazil for fighting. Like there's a guy walking around with a Palestinian flag or something like that, and the guy the Israeli kicked the dude, and you could see it in the video. The police arrested him and put him in the back of the car. So, yeah, bro, they're starting to get like the Israelis are starting to get a bad reputation throughout many countries, man. And shit, dude, especially over here in Brazil. Like I just saw like the comments that people were just pissed off. Like a lot of Brazilians like are kind of like unbiased about what the war. People have their own personal lives to carry on, but like the ones that are keeping up with what's going on, current affairs, they really don't like the Israelis from what I'm seeing. And shit, dude. Israelis have a terrible reputation overseas. Yeah, they do and shit. Like I've been cool with them. Like I've never had any issues with them when I met them. Like they've always been respectable. But I think like they're saying like the new generation of young Israelis that are traveling are causing a lot of issues. Kind of like the ones that are going to Medellin, like the new guys that are going over there doing dumb shit in Parquilleras, fighting and shit, something like that. I would say. Do you like Recife? I haven't never been there. I passed through there. I've been to like almost some of the biggest cities in the north: Aracaju, Maceió, Natal, and Fortaleza. But I skipped Recife. But I do want to hit it up next time. Recife looks like it would be a nice place to chill. But I think next time I go to the north, I'll probably stop by. I'm gonna do the south coast right now in the next 2 weeks, and then go to the interior of the country. I haven't yet been to the interior of Brazil, so I'm looking at going to Bello, Manaus, and Juliana if I have enough time, and then maybe doing two or three more cities in the north if I can.
Nice. Listen, I want to bring something up that's kind of relevant to your topic at hand, like slightly relevant to it, right? People don't realize that these companies, like not just in Colombia, just in general, they're laying off a lot of people. I know somebody that had a job working for a telecommunications company in a smaller city about an hour away from Cali, in Palmira. You guys know where Palmira is?
Yeah.
Okay.
In near Cali. Yeah, go ahead.
So she got laid off, right? So I know her. I dated her years ago. She got laid off. She's messaging me, Rod. I'm like, it actually. She thought I was going to move to a small town out of nowhere, dude. First of all, if I go to Colombia, it's going to be a big city, not a small town. If it's a small town, it's difficult. Big city, at least you have options to do things. In a small town, it's only one mall and one movie theater. You know what I mean? I'm being sarcastic, but it's not. It's a small town, so it's very difficult. So I remember she was giving me ultimatums like, dude, are you crazy? I'm not moving to your small town. You know, I was living in Cali, which is better than Palmira. She wanted me to move from Cali to Palmira. I thought she was crazy. Long story short, she messaged me not too long ago and checked in. She got laid off. And so what happens is you have good people who get laid off by these companies. What happens then? These are good people. You know what I mean? They're not bad. To me, I think they're good, right? So these people, the economy is very fragile. Companies close. So now you got to go find another job. It's not easy. Especially if you're not in your prime, because they want to hire younger people. The only time they want to have older people is in management positions. But there's only so many management positions that they can offer. So people don't realize that. So what happens when they get laid off? What are the options? I'll be very honest with you. You get laid off, you go to another country. That's your best bet. You know, if I got to go to China, I'll go to China, you know?
I mean, shit. I mean, now you're seeing like, I don't know if you guys have been keeping track. There's a lot of Latinos that's moving to South Africa.
No,
Because South Africa
I noticed.
has one of the best economies in Africa. Like it's pretty much a first world country. And
Yeah.
just the other day, I was on TikTok, and I was watching it, and there was this Latina chick. She was born in South Africa, Cape Town. Her parents moved there during the 90s. And I was like, man, that's kind of unique. Like, this is, you just don't hear about it. But people don't understand. It's like, South Africa is so diverse. It's like, you have a lot of ethnic groups. Like, the Dutch is like one of the, like, the Dutch is like, they've been there since 1600s. Then you got the Native Africans. Then you got the Indians. There's a lot of Indians out there. Then also some Chinese out there. But
Yeah.
But just seeing like Hispanics in the continent, that's kind of like, man, I was like, because I was going through TikTok, I saw this chick, I was like, Hispanics, and she was just talking about how her history and how her parents moved there during the 90s, and just because people will look at opportunities. It's like they will look
like for example, in Colombia, there's agencies, like legitimate agencies that will get you a job working in a hotel somewhere on an island somewhere. You know what I mean? Like Mauritius Island. They'll get you a job there. You'll make about $1,500 a month. I don't know what the package consists of, but it's an agency in Colombia that hires people, sends them to go work at hotels. And these hotels, what they look for is somebody that's friendly. And you'll find that more in Colombia, where they customer service it's ingrained in the culture. Like, I mean, can we at least all agree? When do you go to there? Some places depends on the city in Colombia, but they'll smile and say, "Hey, how are you?" Right? You won't find that where I'm at. Here, they'll be like, "What do you need?" What do you mean? What am I need? I'm spending all my money at your place. Could you at least say hi? You know. So you'll find that more in these other places, and that's why these hotels are more inclined to hire these people in these other places, and then pay them like $1,500 a month, which is a lot of money. You know, depending on the country, that's 3 times the minimum wage.
Let me read this. Like the mayor came out with a statement. According to prior information released by its officials, he was last seen leaving with a group of individuals. Authorities later indicated those individuals had links to prior crimes involving the drug scolopine, often referred as devil's breath, which has been used in theft cases. Investigators has already identified vehicles and phones connected to potential suspects. That's pretty good. But the case described as advancing rapidly, I'm surprised, but I'm pretty sure they're only doing it because it's all over the damn media. In a statement, the mayor said that he's personally informed the victim's father, who is in Colombia, as well as officials from the U.S. Embassy in Bogota. Authorities say they have now strong leads on those responsible, and extradition could be pursued. So I hope they fucking extradite these pieces of shit, bro. I really do, man. But then again, I'd rather them do prison in Colombia, because prison in the States is a lot more better, a federal prison, than them doing prison time in Colombia. Because the conditions in Colombia are like unhumanitarian, man, for facts, bro. But it's like you're giving them like a hotel vacation pretty much, instead of them going to like a Colombian jail. I'd rather them go to Colombian jail though than them get extradited, if I could be honest. It's just my take.
Wait. How are they gonna get extradited when the crime happened in Colombia?
Bro, but they could do it though, bro. They did it with like I think like 2 years ago, two veterans, or not veterans, two active duty service members were drugged in Bogota, and they extradited the group of 3 people. I think one of them got 45 years federal, U.S. federal, and the two other ones got like 25, 30, something like that. They could do it. But I think they were able to do it because like they were military members that were active. So
I agree with you when it comes to the prisons, because I remember a story of this guy he's Caucasian, right? He's white, from Florida. His name was Jake the Snake. You could probably look him up if you type in Jake the Snake Medellin. This guy was, for years, he was exploiting minors and offering them to other men. And he finally got caught, not just with these minors, but also with drugs. So they were going to give him 30 years. So he got locked up in I don't know if it was Itaúí in Medellin, but he got locked up in one of the prisons. Turns out this is a claim, that he committed suicide by jumping off the 3rd floor. But I don't think he jumped off. I don't think it's funny.
No, that's what I'm thinking. I hope they don't get extradited, because like if even those people that get caught, I think if they look at extradition, I think they're gonna say it's a sweet deal, because I'm pretty sure they'd rather do federal time and eat right than be in a prison with like 20 dudes and like no beds and shit like that with cockroaches on top of them. Like they know better.
Well, it's like have you seen the prisons in El Salvador? It's
bro.
Metal. There's not even.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think if they get caught, they're probably going to be praying that they get extradited. Because if I was them, I would be like, I'd rather do my time in the federal prison than just do.
I seen a documentary in Bogota. The actual prisons, you have to pay for your own food, so they don't even provide food. You gotta get your family to send you money, or something like that. Let me tell you, I will say this: when you go to these places, you got to be super damn safe. If it's an Airbnb or if it's a hotel, because God forbid some of these guys. I hope it never happens to none of us. Some of these guys might even put something in your bag and you don't even know about it, right? And you're like a goofball, just and then all of a sudden you don't know what the hell this is. This is why you got to really be cautious. Check your stuff, watch who you let in your room, even just really be careful. And I'm not saying live in fear. I'm just saying, hey, you don't want to get locked up and be placed in a damn prison there. You know what I mean? You know, it's a blessing that if any of us have ever visited these places, it's a blessing that nothing's ever happened. You know, knock on wood. Still gotta watch your, you gotta watch yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the dude. I guess maybe he didn't know, but I think most people are really starting to get a hold of like how Colombia is. Like, I know even like one of the girls I was here like a few weeks ago, an American girl that I met, she told me she didn't want to go over there because she's heard about the druggings and stuff like that. So I think the word has got out, and a lot of Americans know, even the women know now shit what's going on. But it's not a secret anymore like how it was 3 years ago. I think a lot of people have found out through the social media and YouTubers and stuff like that.
I
So
don't
that's
think it's
good.
going to slow down. I don't think it's going to slow down, to be
I
honest
don't
with
think
you.
it's gonna slow down, but I think people, at least people are aware now than they were. Like I think like 3 years ago, not that many people knew what was going on in Medellin. Now a lot of people are aware. Even people that haven't gone know what's up already, man. That's a good thing, though. Uh,
Yeah, I mean the thing with this is like a lot of people would just shit, this news story is being covered like all throughout American national news. Just think about it. And when the more people see this, people are gonna be like, "Yo, we're not gonna go to Colombia." I mean, already Colombia. Here's the thing: they were not getting a lot of tourists like some of these other places in the Caribbeans. Like for example, suburban American families, they're not going to Colombia for vacation. They're going to U.S. Virgin Islands. They're going to the Bahamas.
I gotta disagree with you on that. If you
Wait,
look
wait,
at
wait.
the
You're saying suburban? I'm not talking about passport bros. Like I'm talking about
okay,
suburban because the bread really comes from the suburban people, right?
right, right.
It's not coming from that single man traveler. It's coming from the suburban families that go into on these trips, right? You're not getting that in Colombia. I've never seen it. I've been there like almost what is it 5 times. I've never seen a suburban family going to Colombia. I have when I went to what is it Caribbeans. I've seen a lot of them over there. So
So if you look at the numbers to Medellin, forget about the other parts of the country. Medellin's been seeing anywhere, I think last time I checked, about a 9 to 15% growth every year. So that means if you go back in 2024, it's like a million. Then you go back to 2025, add another, what did I say, 9%, another 10%. It's going to be 1.1 million. 2026, they're expecting that to be 1.2 million. That's just Medellin. I remember when Medellin maximum used to get about 200,000 people a year. Now it's at a million. It surpassed that. I don't know what's causing it. I honestly can't tell you. I mean, I got my speculation what I think it is, and I always know that it's most of it's Americans. 25% is about 1 in 4 people going there are Americans, and then you got Mexico, people from Mexico, Ecuador, other parts of Latin America, right? But 25, 1 in 4 is from America, and then the other, like I last time I checked, I think it was like 15% is from places like Spain, France, Germany, UK. So that's 15%, right? From those places, 25% from the US. That's 40% there. The other 60% come from like Mexico, Ecuador, right? Peru, right? Combined all of Latin American countries. That's what, the breakdown of it is. And then most of them are what? They tend to be backpackers or what they call lifestyle travelers, right? Like passport bros. Higher spending people, like, a little bit of higher spending. You had, I think, who was it? Some kid that got stuck in Medellin with a Greek passport. Tom Hanks' son. What's he doing there? You know what I mean? You know, Tom Hanks is the actor. His son was in Medellin. He got stuck because he only had his Greek passport. Yeah, remember this?
yeah. So Rod, guess. So I'm looking at the stats. Guess which country received more tourists, Colombia or Morocco?
I'm going to say Morocco. Morocco's got more than 1 million. Medellin's got
No,
a million.
I'm not talking about just Medellin. I'm talking about the whole country of Colombia.
Oh, the whole
Yeah.
country. You're probably looking at about 2 million people in Colombia as a whole.
So,
Morocco probably 20 million.
so you know how many tourists Morocco received? I'm looking this up as
20
a
to
fact.
40 million.
Morocco received 20 million visitors in
Exactly. But you got
2024.
to understand why. Let me tell you why. I think, Ryan, really quick. The food in Morocco is exceptional. Just the food alone,
Mhm,
you're going to want to go visit the place. Can we at
mhm,
least agree on that? The food's incredible.
mhm.
What are the other reasons? What do you think it is? Other than
It's the
food.
history. The history.
Oh yeah,
It's
the
like
history.
Morocco has that history of is dating back to the
The
before
Romans.
even before pre-Islamic.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like um it's a history. What is it? Last year, like I'm looking at the stats, 20 million international visitors, and they generated over $13 billion in revenue,
Wow.
7% of the GDP. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's Morocco. Here's the thing: Morocco has, when you look at it, the history, man, it got like Colombia has nothing on Moroccan history
100%.
because
I agree with you on that.
they have the Moors and all that, and it's like when
And
you
not only
go
that,
there.
their women are attractive as well.
Oh, Rod, Rod. I was out there. Let me tell you this, Rod. Not only Moroccan women are as attractive as Colombian women, but they also have a natural bodies. That's what I think I noticed. It's like
Correct.
the curviness is just all
And then
natural.
they come in every color. If you like them black, you like them
Yep, yep. It's
olive
like
skin, you
they
like them
they
white. They come in every
they
single.
all. I saw. Here's the thing about. I saw a blue-eyed Moroccan chick. She had
Yeah.
a blue eye, pitch
Well,
black hair.
really
It
quick,
was
really quick. Was it Morocco or was it Hold on, or was it Tunisia? There was a German tribe who migrated to North Africa about 400 years ago, something like that. I don't remember the name of the tribe, and they never left. That's where you got the blue eyes from. Is that was it Morocco or was it Tunisia? Because
no. It's actually, you got to remember. The French had Algeria for, remember, the colonization for 300 years.
right,
So what was going on then at that point? So they mixed with the women, and that's how you have those blue eyes
I don't know if
Algerian.
it was by force. They might have other reasons why. Because you got to keep in mind they're Muslim, so they're not gonna want to intermix with the French, especially because they viewed the French as colonizers and their enemies. You got to understand they looked at them as outsiders. Am I wrong? But the food, just like Pseudo said, the food's
The food,
incredible.
yeah, the food is just
Dude, he's
incredible.
100% correct. Like I mean, if you had to choose between, because I mean, everybody knows that. Everybody goes, if you're gonna go there, the food alone will just get you to go there, dude. And it's not expensive like other places that they sell Moroccan food. It's incredible, dude. Yeah, yeah. Pseudo sounds like he's
Yeah, I
promoting
mean,
Morocco.
I definitely agree. It's somebody said it's much safer. Yeah, it's like, Rod. I was like walking in the middle of the night, alleys in Morocco. You barely gonna get robbed out there.
Yeah,
It's rarely, you know what I'm saying. The only thing you gotta worry about is just those stray dogs, and that's pretty much it.
yeah,
And but the thing is, like, it's then you have those places like Algeria. You see what I'm saying? That's another country. Egypt got over 6,000 years of history. You
yeah.
see what I'm saying? And it's like, I think that's like the second most visited. Then South Africa is not like number three. So
Isn't
it's
it?
Morocco,
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm going to tell you
Egypt, and
really
South
quick.
Africa.
Yeah, really quick before you know what I was going to tell you. You know what it is. You're either going to acclimate to their culture or they're going to acclimate to your culture. Somehow, there's got to be like a middle thing. If it doesn't, it's not going to work out. Somebody's got to acclimate to somebody, right? And
I
and
mean, right, I
you
seen
guys,
it. Right, I seen it. There was so when I was going from Spain to Morocco, right, on the airplane, right, I was sitting next to this German dude. He literally converted to Islam. He was literally wearing the whole clothing and all that, and he literally there was another Moroccan dude that was sitting like, and he was sitting in the middle, right. The German dude was literally speaking Arabic, and he was just telling the other guy also in English that he was going there to see his wife. So yeah, so it's like there's some Westerners that go over there just to marry, but they also convert.
yeah, the German guy. Truth be told, I mean, let's not even beat around the bush, right? It's no different than any white guy that goes to Asian countries, starts to acclimate to the culture, tries to, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that he understands what he's getting himself into. I don't know if it's per se, right? If it's he's acclimating to Asian culture, so the family will accept him. Or if he lives in an Asian country, you see it all the time where somebody like moves to Colombia, gets married, and then all of a sudden starts to badmouth Westerners like he's not from a Western country. I see. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to name names, but I'm dumbfounded by that because why would you bash the guy? Because this is who you were years ago before you even moved there. You were the same way. Why would you bash the person that may not be on your level living in that country? They still need to learn themselves. This is why I don't bash anymore. I mean myself, I don't bash, but I would never bash somebody because what benefit do I get out of that? If I move to China, I don't speak Chinese, I don't understand the culture. Somebody says, look at him, he's not acclimated in culture. It's no different than somebody saying, if you're in America, acclimate to American culture. It makes sense. You're in somebody else's country, you're in another country. You want to try to acclimate to the country, as it goes back to that saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans. Right? So that German guy, when in Morocco, do as the Moroccans. That's the only way. Otherwise, if she goes to Germany, she's going to have to acclimate to German culture. We see it all the time.
Yeah, but the thing is, Rod, you brought up an interesting point. The thing is, in France, France has the largest Moroccan population, right? In Paris, man, them Moroccan girls when they go to those countries, bro, or they're acclimated to the culture, they turn out to be the biggest 3 or 4s. I'm talking about they get wow. I mean, some of the craziest stories I hear. It's like some people also say like it's easier to bag a Moroccan chick in Paris than you would do in Marrakesh.
You think so? I don't think that's the
No,
case.
no, no. I'm talking about to bag. I'm talking about to get in Paris. There's a lot in Paris. If you've been to Europe, there's like Spain. If you go to Spain in France, they have a large Moroccan community, and some of them kind of adapt to the Western culture. And it's like when you go there, if you want a Moroccan chick, you better off pulling it in Paris than you would do in Morocco, because in Morocco it's very strict. So, but in Paris they're kind of more open, and pretty much it's an open field. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. I don't
Like
know.
kind of like how the Persian Arab chicks are, or the Persian women are in Cali. They're all westernized right now.
So when it comes, you got to understand the background. Like, so you got to ask yourself: are these women? Did they leave Iran when the Shah was no longer in power? See, people don't realize that these Persians didn't just pack up and leave Iran and then move to California. They left probably when the Shah was removed. Why? Because just like in Afghanistan, you had when the Taliban came in power, the Afghans that are westernized left. The ones that didn't want to live under Taliban power, right? Same thing probably happened in Iran. When you had the Islamic Revolution in Iran with the comment, what is it? Forgot his name, Khamenei, whatever his name is. So when he took power, they all packed up and moved to California. Those are the ones that probably are not religious. You keep that in mind. It's not that are they religious? So you got to really know their background. That's why I said people that make these blanket statements like, oh, the Arabs don't like black people. What do you mean? Who are you talking about? Which Arabs? Which class? Which background? Are they from the city? Small town? They probably don't even like not just black. They don't like anybody else. But depends on who you're talking about. You can't
but people don't realize. Here's the thing: people don't realize that the Arabs was the first to start the slavery. You guys know that, right? People talk about the transatlantic slavery, but nobody talks about the Indian Ocean slavery. Rod? If I tell you this, you will laugh. You be like, "Wow, what's going on?" Do you realize? Do you know there's Afro-Iranians that were brought over to Iran back in the early, 800 years ago by traders? They literally got Afro-Iranians out there.
Yeah.
People don't realize
the other thing you want to keep in mind. So some of the Afro in these Middle Eastern countries, it was an empire, the Ottoman Empire, which allowed anybody that's African, Arab, Iranian, whatever, it allowed them to move around if they're Muslim. It's like showing a passport saying, "Hey, dude, hey, I'm a Muslim." So they let them move around in their territories because it was part of the Ottoman Empire. A lot of people make these arguments and these claims that, oh, they were descendants of slaves. That's not true. Yeah, like if you ask them, hey, you're African, how did you end up in the Levantine Arab countries? They'll tell you we got here 300-400 years ago. Then you ask them how, they'll tell you they're not descendant of slaves. Oh, I came from Sudan, or I came whatever 300 years ago. People make these arguments just because they see an African face. That's not true. Find out where they came from. It's like in Mexico, they got black or African people in Mexico. How did they arrive into Mexico? Or did all of them arrive? Ulysses could probably tell you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, there's people don't realize it's the history behind the Middle East. Like a lot of people don't understand. It's like somebody in the chat said, "Oh, it's easier to bag them in Paris." Yeah, I mean, if you want an Arab chick, the hardest place to bag them will be in their own countries. So I would say it's like the best place. Like there's a lot of them in Europe, bro. Go to the Netherlands, go to France, Belgium. There's a lot of them out there. If you want to bag, bro, there's a lot out there.
You sound like your experience, Buck. Buck, you have experience in Europe?
I think we lost it.
I think he went to Spain though. He went to Morocco and he did Spain, right?
He sounds like he's experienced. Buck, are you still there?
Yeah.
Buck, you got your chips?
I think his internet connection is he's probably in Morocco right now. His internet connection's not that good in Morocco. He's bagging them all right.
I got my chips.
Oh man, I guess in this case they're gonna find the people that did it pretty quick. I don't think they're gonna take long. At least they say they have the cell phones and vehicles and all that shit.
Why this guy? Why not everybody else?
Hear me?
Ulysses,
why you guys can hear me? Mic check.
What's that?
You guys can hear me? You guys can hear me now?
We can hear you. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
No, I think because it's big news, bro. It's all over the social media and all over the news in America. That's why.
But why?
Yeah, my
What's
bad.
his background?
What he was asking? Somebody was asking something. Go ahead.
No, we went on to really quick. We went on to this flight attendant. Is he a flight attendant?
Yeah, he's a flight attendant for American Airlines.
That's probably why. That's probably why. Hey, how many people remember that princess that married that Marine? He was like from a small southern town, wasn't from a high class, and she was a princess marrying a Marine. And then she was on the Oprah show. She says, I don't mind washing dishes. I was like, dude, you're a princess. Why would you want to wash dishes? Why don't you do that at home? You don't have to marry a Marine, come to America, leave a lavish lifestyle. You guys know the story about the princess and the Marine? She's from one of those, I think she's from Bahrain. She was a princess. You know how you're young and dumb, right? You do stupid stuff without thinking. She was a princess. What's she gonna do? Go meet a random Marine? That's like where I think Buck might have mentioned it. That's where the actual media plays a role. Hollywood. They just feed you this image like everybody's a certain way, and then reality sinks in. You realize that's not the case.
Girls do backdoor. That's true though, bro. I don't have my boy with me, but he's from Algeria. He told me that he's like, bro, even though they're virgins, they sucked it or they taken an anal. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
No, that's a blanket statement. It's like saying white women are a certain way. You'll find the ones that are promiscuous or the ones not the promiscuous. Sorry, the ones that are kind of mischievous, right? Those are the ones you're referring to. But does that mean that's a majority of them? That's not the case. Matter of fact, you won't even bag an Arab woman, to be honest with you. If you're going to bag them, it's the one that actually is freer and that's out there. You know what I mean? So you can't make that general statement because if you lined up 10 Arab women, are they all the same? No. You might be lucky if one of them is a certain way, but a majority are not. They're known. They won't even date A white, you know how you guys say the white guy is this and that and everything else. They won't even date a white guy, to be honest with you. That's not their preference. Their preference is their own. You know, Algerian prefers Algerian. The only time they'll maybe step outside of that is if it's another Arab country. You know, they won't even marry a Persian because now it's totally different culture. Is it unacceptable? No, it's not unacceptable, but they have their preferences. They want their own, you know? That's just how it is. They want their own at the end of the day.
Yeah, Algerian women could be a little rough, man. I've talked to a few, but they're like very voluptuous though. They're very beautiful though. Yeah, they're about marriage and shit. Like I'm waiting to get married so I lose my virginity type of shit. I'm like, cool, man.
Hey, Ulysses, you remember what I told you about? They did a reaction on it. My friend Ryan did about the guy, the Iranian guy that was complaining about Paraguay.
Oh yeah, he's from
Venezuela.
Iran, right? Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I haven't heard from him. Like I don't follow him no more, but that he was just going crazy with his comments.
But
saying,
he's with
like,
a Venezuelan girl. He's like saying that he's traveling with a Venezuelan girl. And I'm like, that has to tell me that she's broke. She obviously doesn't work and shit. So I mean, I don't know why he's talking shit. You're pretty much like taking care of a girl. Like,
yeah,
I'm good. That's what the other guy does too. Paulie supposedly has a Venezuelan wife, and I'm like, but you know, it's crazy that he scammed these people. Like the guy that was like, I mean, he said he's gonna pay these people back like 50K, but I was like, where are you gonna get the money from? Like, unless you're making like, oh, man, dude, like, I mean, how are you gonna refer your clients to a guy? And that's why I don't like these dating coaches because he charges $250 for a consultation, but you can't even like, you know, tell the guy that you're dealing with is a scammer. You send your clients to him, they get scammed over 50K. And you know, at least he admitted to the mistake, but I'm at the same time, it's like, why am I gonna pay a consultation to a guy that can't even vet a scammer out? You know, like, man.
yeah. Well, I think his biggest mistake in general was he didn't meet with the person.
He never met with it. It's obvious, you know, and it's like, man, bro, like, supposedly the guy has arrest warrants for him and all this shit, and I'm like, man, dude, like, I don't even think he's gonna pay people back. 50,000 is a lot of money, bro. So I mean,
that's a lot.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I guess he's making a lot of money at his job or something like that. But I'm just like thinking to myself, I don't believe that bullshit, bro. Who knows, bro? And then he posted a story of all the dumb shit that happened to him in Latin America. Some girl tried to circumcise him. He almost got drugged, and some dude set him up to get robbed at gunpoint. Like it's just like a lot of dumb shit. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm like, bro, after all that you said, I'm going to pay for your consultation. Like, man.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I don't believe in nothing that he says. Like, he just, he's on some other shit, bro. But salute to Travel Squad, bro. How you doing, man?
Buenas noches, man. What's going on, man? I just want to say what's up to everybody on the panel and to you, bro, because you always be on these topics. I actually seen that on my feed at like 7. No, I seen it at like 6:30, and you went live at like 7:45. That was quick.
Yeah. Just this is like brand new, like the news. Like I just barely found out the guy was deleted. I mean, I knew he was deleted. I was like, he's not a. But when it was like confirmed, I was like, let me do a quick live about it. I was like, man, it's just unfortunate. But I think they're gonna catch the people that say they got their information, faces, automobile licenses, and cell phones, and so they've been tracking this gang for a while. But I think now they're gonna make a move because it's like international headlines type of shit. So they kind of like have to do something about it. So, but I mean, it seems like they kind of knew these people and they just refused to act, or I don't know, man, something like that. But I mean, I wish they would have done something sooner because like maybe this guy would have been alive. They would have caught this gang earlier, but whatever. I mean, I guess now they're gonna get justice, the family. But I feel bad for the dude. It's just unfortunate, bro.
Hey, man, and I respect your channel. One thing that you know, say me and you always talk about is realness. Like we were telling people back in like 2023 and 24, it was like they're drugging people in Brazil, and nobody believed us.
Yeah, they're drugging people over here as well. There's a lot of like right now the biggest issue is the the pickpocketers and the muggings, like they have like the kids, they call them the favela kids now. There's a lot of videos of these kids jumping tourists and like, you know, hitting them and then running off with their shit. And so that's like a big issue right now in Rio, man. It's like super bad right now, if I could keep it real. Or there's another thing that they do, what a lot of guys do now, and just in case any of you come over here, don't be walking with your cell phone here, because like what they do is like the guys that are in the motorcycles, they'll be waiting in the corners and they'll be looking at people that bust out their cell phones. So when you bust out your cell phone, they rush on the pavement and they take your cell phone away. So that's something that they're doing a lot in Rio. Well, throughout Brazil, but especially here in Rio. And there's nothing you could do about it. The guy's in a motorcycle, he rams it up, and it's fucked up, but it is what it is.
No, even in Copacabana, you know what I'm saying? The kids, see, they're gonna act like they're selling candy, and God bless their souls, man. I want to tell y'all, Brazil is like, it's in my top 3 favorite countries, but they're like 50 years behind the United States. So I get it. That cell phone is worth a lot of money. So they'll try to sell you candy, but they really got other stuff that they're selling. And what they're looking for is that they know you don't understand Portuguese. So the minute you whip out Google Translate, your phone is gone, bro. It's gone. Don't chase after it. It's gone. The minute you try to chase, it's a problem.
Yeah, but sometimes they get caught. Like I was like last week, one of the Brazilian scammers, he was trying to scam some other Brazilians. They have a bad thing where they sell shit and they'll put like over the price. So I guess he did it to like 2 Brazilian guys, and they chased them on the beach. I was watching it with my 2 eyes. They chased them. They almost caught him too, but the guy just like happened to drop everything. He dropped all his cigarettes and all that shit, and so he ended up losing all his money and stuff that he invested in. But Brazilians will definitely, if you do that to a Brazilian, they'll definitely chase your ass and beat you up. Like they're gonna beat his ass. But the guy got away. He was running fast and shit. Dude, it was hilarious, bro. I was like, but they do that to Brazilians, yeah.
No, you know why they're gonna beat their ass? Because they live in a favela too. Yeah. It is what it is. They're gonna tell their people. It's like what people don't realize about Rio is it's surrounded by all these favelas, man, and they come down there to Copacabana from the favelas just to work, just to get tourists. But I don't want to get too much into that. But hey, I want to say respect to your channel, bro, because you've been telling the truth for a long time. It's just that people are not listening.
Yeah, I mean, Ulysses. That's why I like his channel, is because he calls out the fuckery. He calls out. I mean, he's pretty much says the truth, because what's happening is a lot of these travelers, they're living in fantasy worlds, and Ulysses just bring a lot of things to reality. Like he literally, I mean, he says it straight from the horse's mouth. He says Latin America is the worst place to find a wife, and he's saying that himself. He'd rather go to the Middle East to find a wife than in Latin America. But then you have a lot of these passport bros and dating coaches saying that go to South America to find your wife and all that, bro. It's Ulysses says the truth.
Hold on, I can't see no names right now, but that sounds like Buck Travels or whoever. But I would have to agree with him. And like I said, I spent an extensive amount of time down in South America, and I've also spent an extensive amount of time in everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I go everywhere, but hold on, the Middle East? I don't know if they're rocking with us like that, bro. I just left Dubai. I don't know if they're
bro. It's here's the thing, Travis Squad. In the Middle East, you kind of need you kind of need to put the effort out there, right? It's not a place where you can just go 2 weeks and find your wife. You literally have to assimilate yourself to the culture so you can find something legit. Like I was saying, the German dude, when I was going there from Spain, he literally converted to Islam, learned Arabic just to marry this Moroccan chick. So it's the effort.
All right, so salute to him. But here's my thing with doing that. And I think that Ulysses is the same thing that I do. I don't do 3-4 day trips, bro. I go on trips. I'm gone for months at a time. I'm not interested in what a 3 or 4 day trip looks like. That's a waste of my time personally. And you're never going to meet nobody. That's why my YouTube videos look different than half these other guys' videos that are online. And I probably don't get along with them, but I've never met them. But I'm like, you mean randoms. I mean people that are my friends. I've been here long enough to know that And they've been here long. You know what I'm saying? It's like, stay a little longer. That's what I got to tell people. Stay a little longer. And you'll figure it out. You're not going to figure it out on a week trip. No way. And it's not going to happen. You're not going to be nobody positive because they realize that you're only there for a week.
Yeah. There's so many YouTubers that travel to Brazil or Rio with their phone or camera out filming for content, but they don't get robbed or off the equipment. Bro, trust me, dude, there's I see reels every single day of people getting robbed, and even the Brazilians will tell you not to do that shit. And it's only a matter of time before they do get robbed. Who was it? I think even Geralmo one time got robbed in Dominican Republic. He was doing a live on his cell phone, and some motor taxi or some guy in a motor came up to him and took his cell phone. I don't know if people saw that. But yeah, it happens, bro. And if you're gonna film here content, I use my glasses, bro. Like if I'm like gonna film something or do walking around, like I feel more comfortable and more safer. I don't use my pocket unless I'm inside my apartment or I'm at the beach somewhere sitting down in a chair where it's safe. But I'm not walking around my camera at all at this place. That's exactly why I got the glasses, for safety reasons, because over here is super dangerous and they will rob your ass over here. And you give them a hard time, they'll jump you, they'll stab you. They don't care here, man. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that are getting robbed here day and night. So Brazil is not like a place where you want to take that chance. They could take their chances for content. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that don't care. You got I mean, Timmy Carter, he's a good dude. I like his content, but he does like over the top shit and that could get him in trouble or even like, hurt. I've never been that type of dude, bro. So I'm not going to put my life for clout, bro. Like, if you feel like your life is worth some clout, then go ahead, walk around with your cell phone in Rio and you can do your thing, man. But it's not me, bro. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get robbed. And I don't got time.
No, you know what? And you know what? It's only a matter of time. And the only reason why I never got robbed in Brazil, period. And I've been up and down the coast to a lot of different places that people have not seen my content yet. And my content looks different from theirs. The reason is because I'm with locals. I'm with my friends. I've stayed there long enough to know it's like, what's funny in Rio? A carioca will rob a polista for no reason because they know that they're a visitor. A police is out there to take pictures. And then, hey, look at the ocean. It's beautiful. Robbed. Gone. But see, people don't know that unless you're down there long enough. They're robbing everybody that don't look like them. And it's not a game. It's not a game, man. It's poor people do things that they shouldn't do because they don't have the financial resources. Yeah, that's what I've seen when I've been down there. Is poor people do, desperate things, man.
Now let me ask you this, Travis Squad. Now you have lived in Brazil and in Thailand for long periods of time. Which place would you suggest living, to people like Rod, me, Ulysses, and the Hispanic expat who've never been to that part of the world? What would you recommend?
All right, so I just left Southeast Asia, and I've been going to these places a long time, man, and that's why I got a lot of knowledge to spend. But it's all about what you want to do. So, to me, in my mind, you got two different type of travelers. You got people like me that retired from the military or whatever, or out of the service right now, and they want to look for somewhere to live that's safe and find a wife. And then you got people that just want to have fun. So, like, if you want to have fun and be safe, go to Southeast Asia. But if you really want to find a wife or something like that, South America is where it's at because they have something more in common with us. All these people in Thailand, they're robots, bro. That stuff is not real. And I've been going down there since 2019. They're not real, bro. They will never love you. It doesn't matter what you think in your mind. They will trick you to buy a house, take your whole investment, and your kids will never get none of it. Your American kids will never get none of it. It's not real. It's a fake place.
BMC got married out there. He just had a kid out there. Y'all saw his live?
Well, he's been a sucker his whole YouTube career, so I don't care what he says.
Oh my god, bro! But he was the same one that was saying that he got like hundreds of matches in Tinder when he was in DR. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Like,
No, hold on. In DR, you're gonna get 1,000 matches because they're all tricks. Stop playing with us, bro. It's like stop playing with us. We know what you're doing, bro.
oh my god! And I remember he did a post where he was like hugging some girl in DR, and he's like, "You can find a good woman here." And I'm like, "Well, I thought you found a good woman. Now you're in Thailand getting married." I'm like, "Oh, man."
Hold on, he actually got married?
Yeah, he did. He did. He announced it in his channel. He got married, and also he got a kid. He just had a baby out there in Thailand.
It better where? What city? It better not be Pattaya.
No.
What a trick!
No.
What a trick!
No. His girl. He brought his girl from Vietnam and had her move to Thailand. Now he's in
What city?
Bangkok.
Okay.
So he's currently. I mean, here's the thing: is like I'm not gonna. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna kind of. I mean, if that makes him happy and he found the love of his life, I don't criticize. Let him do you. He did say he got married, and whatever that makes him happy, you know. At the end of the day, that's good. But my only thing is like I only have an issue with Traversity and how he literally.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. I don't know none of them Nigerians, and you can call them American if you want to. I'm American. They're scammers, so I don't partake in their content. I never even watched one of the only video I watched with BMT was when he went down there and got into a fight with some other veteran. That was it. I don't watch him, man.
But what y'all think about Traversity's girl, man? He literally fall in love with a corn star.
No, but ain't nothing wrong with that. So did Tito Ortiz. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hold on. If that woman is doing the right thing to him every night and not making him leave, I have no problems with that. He's happy.
Yo, I saw that corn video, bro. That European dude tore her up, bro. That he violated her, bro. It was when I saw the video, it was a straight up violation, bro. It was like he literally went hard at the paint, bro. Like when I saw the video, I was like, oh shoot. And here you have Traversity kissing that girl in the mouth. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, what's going on with you, bro? It's like you fall in love.
Hold on. You know, you're probably one of the. None of us never seen that video. I never seen it. So
no.
Like,
all the people in the travel space have seen it, bro. I don't know.
Hey, you listen to Travel? You seen it?
Yep, I saw it. It got sent to me on my
Oh
phone.
shit! I never. Well, yeah, I don't watch videos like that. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all.
Yo, who's that falling in love with a corn star?
I also saw the video of fucking Austin's ex-girlfriend. What's her name? Kate or something like that. Yeah. She's taking a BBC, bro. Oh my god.
Come on, y'all. I don't watch videos like that. But what I'm saying is that hold on. What I'm saying is that if that woman makes him happy, who's to stop it?
Yeah, as long as he's happy, that's all I care, man.
No, hold on, because check this out. All these women that are walking the streets right now, they know by the time they're 27, they're expired. If they don't know, they're stupid. So they're all going to try to get married. And they're all going to tell you, oh, I never been with no one. They're going to tell you all that shit. It's, if you meet them in them areas, it is what it is. But that's where I definitely would not meet a woman there. And like I said, South America is, in the United States is my place. I have nothing in common with none of those women in Southeast Asia. But money. I make money, they want to spend my money. That's it.
All right, but I would have to end the live. I got a date coming up right now. I got to go pick up this girl in 30 minutes, bro. But I appreciate everybody that rolled up. I don't know if anybody has final thoughts on what happened to the the dude today, but RIP to that guy.
Yeah, man. Just my final thoughts on that is like, bro, it's Colombia is Colombia. It's like you literally gotta be like on point when you're going there. Like you literally got extra precaution. You gotta go be. I mean, because like Colombia is not. It's not a joke place. It's like you literally gotta use. Anybody can get got over there. The local men get got. Everybody get got. So it's like it can happen to all of us. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's this is a bad situation for Colombia. I mean, this big news is like how many people are gonna go to Colombia now? People are gonna be like, fuck Colombia, bro. We're not going there. It's dangerous. They'd rather go spend their US money to another place. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Travis Squad.
Now, what I was gonna say is that one thing Ulysses has been doing, and he's been honest the whole time, the same way I've been honest. I've been telling these people Colombia is dangerous, and I've been going to Colombia since 2016. But if you ever notice on my channel, I only have the same friends. I don't meet no new friends out there. To meet a Colombian friend is it's hard to do. Matter of fact, number one, they don't trust us, and we don't trust them. It's a matter of time when they want to cash in their ticket or cash in their check, man. So if you find a good person out there, make a good friend or whatever. But it's sad for him. This guy was actually a flight attendant. So he probably doesn't know like the rest of us knew. You can't go around there, man, and think that people are going to be your friends, man. Matter of fact, that's everywhere, but it's exercise caution in Colombia, Brazil, and Mexico. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. It is what it is. If you want to safe travel, go to Asia, and that's a sad thing that what happened to them, and hopefully they catch them, man.
You know, really, really quick, Ulysses, you should have another live, but have the live on what's his name, Floyd, because you're in Brazil. Maybe do another live on Floyd. Let us know what the status is on him.
I have no idea, bro. They say he's by here, but like they denied his bail. I mean, I think they're scapegoating. And like I'm talking to a few Brazilians, and everybody's saying it doesn't make sense. His case, like the Uber driver called, and like, bro, that whatever people that do that kind of stuff, like the underage like trafficking, bro. It's a very secluded club, and you see those people that like the police that work against that. They'll tell you that's like the most hardest undercover work to do. Like it's even harder to get into like that than it is to like get into like the narco shit, bro. It's so difficult.
Yeah, I seen the actual. Did you see the images of all the stuff he had in the room?
But it just, bro. Like if you're an organized crime, are you gonna let a foreigner like Floyd inside your organization? And he doesn't speak Portuguese, so how is he going to be able to get this? Like, no, I just don't.
Yeah, something doesn't add up.
I hate to put my 2 cents on it. Look at the people he was there in the past. Nah, bro, there's no way that he hung out with them all that time in different countries and they didn't know nothing. But then they're one of the first people to speak out. I got several questions, but it's none of my business.
I think there's the external factors behind the Floyd situation. I think he wasn't alone in this act. I think there's a lot of there's other foreigners that was kind of involved with him. I just don't think he acted alone in this because this is because when you see all those SD cards and all that.
I think they're scapegoating him, bro. They're not gonna let him. You're part of a gang.
No, hold on. You know what? I think there's actual Americans involved. There's people that seen that, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, hold on, because we was observing this in another channel. If y'all look at his older DR video when he was doing a live, he was sending a package. He was sending literally a package, right? And we were literally going by one. And you could see he was sending a FedEx package from DR to the States. And we literally zoomed in on the package and have the tracking number and all that. Guess where it was heading to? It was heading to Indiana. So he was sending shit from DR to Indiana. We don't even know.
I think somebody was financing his trips. And
yes.
Because they were financing his trips, in return, they probably sent him what he has in his room and then asked him to do A, B, and C. I think that's what happened because I'm not saying the guy's not bright, but when they arrested him, you notice he didn't damn say anything. I'm innocent or anything like that. He was really quiet and he's walking away like like nothing happened. So something doesn't add up. It's really strange behavior.
No, it seemed like a lot of people, everybody that was on his channel probably is being investigated right now. Whoever was sending him money on his channel, and some of these people are on other people's channels right now. That's why I'm like, hold on. This is why with my security clearances and everything I got going on right now, I don't associate with a lot of YouTubers. And this is the reason why. You never know what type of weird shit that's going on. But what I'm saying is that what's funny is that all the people that made money off him, they were talking to him daily. They all came out real quick. It's like how they knew the news before anybody else.
Travel. Somebody told me you're Jason Bourne.
Who's Jason Bourne? I don't know who that is, but
Jason Bourne is like he's got high security clearances. He travels the world, but he's a CIA agent.
Hold on. No, buddy, I got that because I work with the federal government. That's why.
I know.
Yeah. No. All jokes aside, I'm not about to risk nothing I got going on with stupid shit.
Yeah.
But once once I seen the Muffet Babies, I was like, oh no. I was like, Austin Holloman, you got some explaining to do.
No, you got to say Austin Holloman brought this kid to the travel space. He actually introduced him to the travel space. So Austin Holloman got blood on his hands. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't just introduce him. He was like mentoring him on how to dress and everything else. Remember that? He was giving him like this makeover and teaching him how to.
No, I think that Floyd was paying for hotels or whatever. Anyways, I guarantee I won't see him down in Brazil soon. And shut up. I'm not talking nothing about nobody because it's none of my business. All I'm saying is that you got to watch who you associate yourself with sometimes. And that's why I associate myself with nobody. Ain't nobody messing up none of my security clearances at all, period.
All right. What about you, Rob? Do you have any final thoughts about what happened to this guy today?
No, I think it's interesting because if you look at his background, number one, he's a flight attendant. Number two, where was he at? You would think most of the people getting drugged are only straight men. I think they say he was gay, right?
Yeah, he was at a gay club. That's what they're
saying. He was at a gay club, so it comes to show.
I think I've seen that too.
Yeah. I come to show like there's no discrimination whether you're straight or gay. It's happening everywhere. I think the unfortunate reality, I'm not saying I know exactly 100% what's going on, but you got to keep in mind, last year there was 1.1 million, almost 1.1 million people that visited Medellin. You're going to get 1% issues, right? Let's say 1% or 1%. If you do the numbers, that's not a lot of people. I'm not saying numbers don't matter, but that's why I'm trying to, maybe is it 50 cases? Is it 100 cases out of a million? Do you know what I'm saying? And then if you look at the numbers this year, they're already at 400,000 people that visited Medellin since the first of the year. So I disagree with you when you're saying the numbers are going down. They're expecting it to go up 9% every year. I don't know what the hell they're doing to promote the tourism, but it's gone up 9% over the last 3 years. They're expecting the same this year. They're on track to see another 9%. So I don't know who's promoting it. Is it the YouTube channels? I couldn't tell you. But it's pretty impressive what they're doing. Those numbers are high. And I remember when it was 200,000 like 12 years ago, probably more than that. Only 200,000 people visited Medellin. Now you're at a 500% increase, 600.
Hey, you listen, can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
What happened was that, and y'all, like I said, I've been traveling for a long time, man. And I love it. And I travel to different places to see if I actually want to retire there. And that's why people that watch me, they watch my channel. But let me tell you, the demographics from people that used to be in the Dominican Republic, they actually started traveling to Colombia a lot. And these are brand new travelers. These are guys that no habla español. They don't even know how to speak Spanish and they don't understand. So, and then they decide to go to Medellin. And the numbers that they're putting out, I guarantee they're doubling because you got a lot of guys that done got robbed, drugged, whatever. They're not going to share their story. They're going to go back home like nothing happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that don't say nothing. Yeah.
They're not going to say nothing because they're embarrassed. And I believe the numbers are higher. But all I'm telling you guys, if you're listening, hey, do not go there, man. Go to a tourist-friendly city in Colombia. You have no business in Medellin. Probably like a lot of people that go there. If you can't speak Spanish, you shouldn't go there. If you don't understand Spanish, you shouldn't go there. But they watch these guys' YouTube channels, and then they go there, and then they have a bad time, and they show you 1 minute about what happened the whole time. Garbage, bro. Garbage. These people are getting people hurt left and right. But I'm gonna lay my plan on that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, hey, thank you for putting out this video, man.
Yeah, and I want to apologize one more time about my guest not coming through. I don't know, you're hurt. She missed her stupid ass flight. It's a long story, but it is what it is. I'm not going to depend on no more stupid ass prices. If I meet like people that want to do interviews, I'll do them, but I'm not really going to put my efforts into it anymore, man. So it's just going to be more natural. Anyways, though, actually one of the guys that I met over here that works at the beach, he's from Bogota, and like we're just talking. I didn't even bring up women, and he brought it up himself. It's like, oh, the paisas in Medellin, they like their banditos, and I actually have it on fucking record. Like I was like filming him, and he said, he's like, yeah, the women over here. And I was just like, holy shit! Like I didn't even bring it up, but it's funny because like the Colombians know how like the women are in Medellin, that they're super dangerous, but foreigners don't know that.
Hey, but everybody knows that. It's just like the women in Rio. Everybody knows that. I mean, hold on. Not everybody. If you travel enough and you're educated, you know the women are bad news, bro. Even in Rio. Yeah. But see, this is what a lot of guys, they don't tell the truth. And the reason is because they're only down there for 2 or 3 days. And then they take a flight back to the United States. You can't get the truth out of them. So, but anyways, you know what I'm saying? I like my plane, man. It's like a lot of these YouTubers these days, bro, you can't trust your information, but what I like about your channel is that it's real. You've been saying it from day one, and I've been saying it too. It's just will people listen to us?
Yeah, so let me respond to CC92. They always flake on you, man. It's not that they always flake on me, bro. Like every time I've asked girls, like if they want to do interviews, they've always said yes. And I haven't done interviews with women like in about like maybe like a real interview, maybe like 3 or 4 years, bro. I've done like 2 short interviews last time I was here in Rio, but I wouldn't consider them interviews because they're like not even 3 minutes long. But yeah, I could do them when I want, bro. But this girl was supposed to be like consistent, and I was supposed to like have her like do a few lives and a few videos. But it is what it is, dog. I just want to apologize to the people because I said I was going to do that. But I'll be back I'm a warrior, man. So I'll be back on the saddle, man. I'm gonna definitely be hustling and shit in the next like month and a half. So I'll see what I can get. I know other people as well, and like I said, I'm not gonna put every girl on camera. There's some people that I become cool with, and I just don't want them like on my damn channel. But like if I get a girl that speaks English that she's down to do it for, then I'll do it, man. But I'll be
no. Hey, bro, let me ask you a question real quick. So you got the glasses, right? Because I remember last time I think it was like 4 or 5 months ago, you were campaigning for the glasses, right? So
yeah,
you got
the glasses. Yeah, I got the glasses. Yeah.
All right. So what brand did you get?
I got the Meta 2s, the brand new ones, bro.
Okay, I got the Oakleys. All right. So anyway, what?
I did a lot of vlogging with the glasses, and like I told people earlier, I don't feel comfortable walking around my pocket or my cell phone filming. That just I feel like it makes me a target. So with the glasses, it's very discreet. I feel like I could film and stuff like that, and it's just like more of a natural face and shit.
No. So what I wanted to tell you was that you don't have to schedule interviews. Just do what you're doing day to day in life.
Yeah, bro. I've done, like I said, people don't know. I've done interviews before, like years ago, and every time I asked girls, they always came through. But like I said, this one didn't come through. There's not much I could do about it. But I'll get other people. Man. Yeah. I get other people and shit. Like people will usually say yes, especially the Brazilians. If I do an interview with a Brazilian girl, my Portuguese is gonna be shit. Just so you know that, guys. And I'm gonna have to apologize because my Portuguese, like I said, is shit. I could understand some of the words sometimes, but then, Carioca Portuguese is really difficult for me compared to Paulista or other cities. Like the people here have a certain accent, and it's just like, it's kind of like with me being a Mexican, like when Dominicans talk to me, I understand it, but sometimes when they speak fast, I'm like, what? So
Trash.
it's kind of like that with the Portuguese for me. Like when a Carioca talks to me, I'm just like, oh man, like what did she say?
Hey, so let me ask you real quick about your glasses. My glasses translate what it says, and then I can hold my phone. Only if you're in a discrete location.
I got that. But if I do like an interview, it's not gonna be over the glasses. It'll be with the Pocket 3. It'll be like more professional because I got the microphone. I bought like the DJI mics, and the DJI mic syncs the audio to the Pocket 3, so it does all the work for me. So it's pretty dope. And shit,
Yeah. All right, brother. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your interviews, man. And like I said, hey,
thank you guys, and I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna go out tonight and have a good time, man. So y'all have a safe night. Enjoy your Friday.
deuces.